Time to prepare for power outages is before storm season. If you've been thinking about a Generac automatic home standby generator, right now is the time to call Optimize Generator People. Optimize is Louisiana's largest Generac dealership, servicing the entire 1012 corridor with 4 locations. With financing available and turnkey installation, there's never been a better time to call Optimize. Visit generatorpeople.com. That's generatorpeople.com.
Football season is back, and the best place to watch all the action all season long is at Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus, Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana, with wall-to-wall TVs and award-winning jumbo chicken wings. What more could you possibly want? Pluckers is also a great spot to host your fantasy football draft, with the commissioner getting a gift card when you schedule in advance. Make sure Pluckers is part of your game day plans every game day all season long. Pluckers, if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
When you've been in the industry for over 20 years, you learn a few things. For one thing, you learn your product inside and out, but you also learn how to ask the right questions and give satisfying answers. Jim's Firearms.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, September 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 90 in hour 1 of today's show. We'll take a look at LSU versus USC as they'll do battle inside Tiger Stadium on Saturday afternoon. And we'll also look at college football from a national perspective. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What up, y'all? Welcome in. It is time for another Off the Bench. T-Bob, Jake, Alondra, Tay hanging out with you today. Hope you're having an excellent day. It is Wednesday. Football season is rolling right along. We're turning the page off of last week. We're going to officially start to look forward to this week. As, here locally, we got some big matchups coming up. UCLA coming to town, a classic Big Ten SEC battle, and the Philadelphia Eagles coming to the Dome on Sunday to an environment which should be as badass as a Superdome has been in, probably the entire Dennis Allen era, right? I mean, I don't think that there is a time where belief has been as high in this Saints team as it is currently right now. And it's easy to see why, and I've got some numbers to back it up. But first, how we doing today? What's up, Jake?
What's going on? How we doing? How we living? Yeah, you're right. Saints, Eagles, and the Superdome's going to be fantastic. Also, Catholic U High this weekend.
Oh, let's go.
On Friday, another great matchup. So, yeah, a lot of great football going around.
Alondra, what's up, girl? Nice pink Stanley.
Thank you. It's not a Stanley. It's the cheap version of it.
They're all the same.
So
cup fads are so weird. There's Yetis, Stanleys, and there was I don't know. I feel
there's Hydro Flask.
Arctic was there for a while. Hydro Flask was there for a little hot minute.
Yeah.
Hydro Flask.
They come and go.
They do.
They come and go.
This one was like $10 at Walmart.
I feel like they're like summer relationships. You're so deep and heavy, and you feel like, wow, this is the cup for me forever. And then all of a sudden you have a new cup on your arm.
Yeah.
Not a couple weeks later. Anyway, what's going on?
So Jake mentioned Catholic versus U High.
Yep.
I have a video I'm going to show you later, Jake. You're going to love it. It's Matt talking about Catholic versus U High. Brittany and I have been going to like high school. Brittany on 100.7 The Tiger. We've been going to like high schools around the area, and we went to Catholic last night. And man, I forgot his name, but shout out to my guy. He told
I don't think that counts. I don't think you can shout out my guy.
Shout out to my guy because he said he listens to us every morning. One of the high schoolers there.
Hell yeah.
So
it's a real one.
Yeah,
he's got great taste for a young guy.
He does.
Wait, just so nobody thinks that you're just going around hanging out at random high schools.
Yeah, no.
Why are you going to the?
No, that's what it is.
Good point. We just want to go talk to these kids.
I was talking to some high school boys,
which,
and,
by the way,
they're really big fans.
We've been asking them like what they listen to get hyped up for games and stuff like that. Okay, so NBA YoungBoy is apparently what all the kids are listening to these days. But we're going
Baton Rouge native, right? I don't know much about NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going around because Brittany's doing these like pep rally videos. So we're just like going out there and like
hell yeah,
doing stuff.
Do you know what NBA stands for?
I do.
Never broke
National
again.
Basketball Association.
Yeah, I knew. I was just setting up Taylor to hit the
National
Basketball Association. He wanted it. I could see it. He wanted it, so I passed him the rock.
I do know what it stands for. Though.
I know. Taylor, how are you doing today?
Doing good. I could actually one up Alondra. My
You've been
Stanley
hanging
Cup,
out at junior high?
No, my Stanley Cup.
Please don't one up
came
me.
in a pack of 24.
Wow.
Stanley
Well,
Cups.
would you look at Tay-Tay using one-time use plastics?
Hates the earth.
Hope you're happy, Taylor. You just, we got one chance of this thing, and you just want to use water bottles.
This bottle 4 times this week.
Well, now you're just giving yourself cancer. You can't refill plastic, like
Ever heard
disposable.
of
But
microplastics?
yeah, exactly, dude. You probably have 2 to 3 times the amount of microplastics in your testicles
Guys,
as
do
the
y'all
average
see
man.
what I normally drink in the morning? Plastic ain't a concern of mine.
That's true.
Just not on the list.
I guess we are burying the lead that Taylor's drinking a water instead of a sour gummy cherry green apple NOS energy drink.
That sounds so good.
Why? Why water? Why not NOS right now?
I don't know. I was like, cut back a little bit. I don't have like a terribly long day today, and I got a long one tomorrow and Friday, and I was like, I'm gonna need one the next 2 days.
I kind of like that.
Let me
So
kind of
you're
space it out.
You're like, these things are slowly killing me. So if I can take a day off of killing me, then yeah, I can just push back at it. I actually do the exact same math all the time with my vices, so I completely understand where you're coming from. We'll have Flesh Stream coming up at 8 a.m. We'll probably talk a lot of college football as well. A lot of weird news stories. I think here in hour 1, though, we're going to keep it local. Talk Saints Eagles, talk LSU UCLA. So let's go ahead and get things started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Check out Tiger Labor Staffing, guys. You need somebody for your job, and you need them today or tomorrow. The point is Tiger Labor Staffing gets you the right person for the job immediately. They handle all the paperwork. It's true turnkey service, right? No headaches for you. And the best part is it doesn't have to be a one-day thing. It could be a multi-week job. It could be a long job, maybe even to be in a permanent job. Whatever the case may be, you need employees, or if you are looking for work, you're looking for employment, you want to be the local guys at Tiger Labor and Staffing. Guys, so I mentioned that the New Orleans Saints, that this is probably going to be the most hyped game of the Clint Kubiak era, or excuse me, Clint, Freudian slip, of the Dennis Allen era. And I believe that to be true. I mean, here you have a Saints team that is 2-0, that is completely, not even blown expectations out of the water. They have nuked expectations into a new ice age. It has been an apocalyptic destruction of what we thought this team was going to be. In fact, Jake, do you know who the highest graded player on the New Orleans Saints was Sunday? Lucas Patrick.
Yeah.
Got
Adam
a
McCoy
PFF
was probably
of,
second, I think.
He got a PFF grade of 97.2. I've never seen a grade that high. McCoy, checking in at 92, is actually the highest graded center in the NFL through 2 weeks. But the point is, there's just so many good numbers. For instance, right now, the Saints, 4th in the NFL in points allowed. And that's with going against a Cowboys offense that is one of the better in the entire league. The Eagles are 27th. The Saints are 1st in the NFL in points scored, averaging 45.5 per game. To give you some context, Arizona is 2nd, and they're at 34.5. The Eagles are 5th at 27. So it's not even big close. In terms of total yards allowed, the Saints are 7th in the NFL right now, where Philadelphia is 30th. They're allowing 400 yards per game. And right now, maybe something that'll make Saints fans start to lick their chops a bit when you look at rush defense specifically. Okay, the Saints 3rd, only giving up 63 yards a game. The Saints have been in one of the best run defenses for well over a decade
and
now.
Teams playing from behind against them too.
That helps for sure as well. Whereas Philly, 25th, allowing 155 yards on the ground per. Saints are
Josh
rushing for
Jacobs
185.
and Bijan Robinson first 2 games.
Yeah. And guess what? It's not going to get easier when you go against the Saints' 3rd best rushing attack in the NFL right now, putting up 185 on the ground. And Kamara and Taysom and company. And look, are these small sample sizes in which we are looking at stats from an offense that has had a historically good start? Yeah. And that's not exaggeration. The Saints right now are scoring on 76% of their drives. That is the highest rate of any team in NFL history since the year 2000. In fact, if you combine last year's game to end the season, the Saints are just the 5th team in NFL history to score 44 points or more in 3 straight games. So, look, does these numbers mean that this is a pace that is impossible to maintain? Yeah, probably, for sure, right? But these numbers are not fluky. You don't arrive at these numbers by getting lucky. You arrive at these numbers because you're a really damn good offense, okay? And so now you take all of that, and even though you've looked better than the Eagles this year, the Philadelphia Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite in the Superdome.
Wow.
You are a home dog in the dome when belief is as high as it has ever been. So, yeah, if you're going to the Saints game on Sunday, get loud, be crazy, make it as hard on Philly as it can be. And think about it, they got to be tired, man. They had to play in, where is it, Brazil?
Can I hate to do this because I love the narrative. Philly did open up as a 2.5-point favorite, but now the Saints are a 2.5-point favorite.
When did this shift? I thought I just read this morning that Philly was the a 2.5-point
favorite. They opened up as a 2.5-point favorite. Now New Orleans is -2.5, and it's -120 plus 2.5 for Philly's even money.
Okay, so when did it? It doesn't matter. Well, no, I mean it does matter because did it open like preseason at 2.5, or did the line open this week at 2.5 and then get bet?
Yeah, it could have opened this week for sure. At 2.5.
Either way, the point is the belief still isn't fully there, and so it's time to show them. Philly having to open their season in Brazil, then coming home, having a short week, really tough loss, playing on Monday night. Now they're going to be coming off of a short week, the travel, the short week. The fact that, Philly is 2-11 in their past 13? Come on, baby. Who dat? It's time to bury the friggin' Eagles come Sunday. And it's something that, I think about some of the positive moments in Saints history. You beat them in the playoffs at home, that game where Reggie Bush got lit up.
Oh, yeah.
But you end up winning that game. You beat them on the road in the Link that one year where we told the story the other day about my brother's buddy getting spit on in the face for talking noise at the end of the game. There's been some big-time Philly wins in the past, and it's time to add another one, and it's time to start 3-0 because these two teams could not be, even if we wanted to go back to last year, these two teams could not be entering this game trending in more different directions. The Saints have been on a constant ascent since the end of last season, whereas the Eagles are in some sort of swirling maelstrom that is sucking them down to hell that they cannot climb out of.
It was Philly losing on Monday night. So they were 2.5-point favorites at the end of Sunday. They lose on Monday night, and that's what brought the line back to the Saints.
There you go. There you go. And now, so how's it working? Is that based off the bets that are being placed, or is that the line makers adjusting that post-loss?
Adjusting post-loss.
There you go. Either way, the point is you have a real chance to start 3-0. You have a Philly team that is limping, that is bleeding, whose confidence is completely shattered. There's no more Jason Kelce in that locker room to lead. Which, did y'all see him dancing at that concert the other night? That's my spirit animal, man.
I did, yeah.
He's just like an incredibly more successful version of myself. I would love to party with Jason Kelce sometime. Something tells me he could be described as a complete liability in a party situation as well, which makes me think that we would be good party tag teams. Yes, kindred spirits, exactly. But again, guys, it's time to beat the Eagles. You're the better team. Like I straight up believe that right now. You are the better NFL team. You're playing better. You got more belief, and the Superdome is going to prove why when it is at its best, it rivals even Arrowhead as the most intense and best stadium in the entire NFL. So get loud, get proud, hit him with that who-dat, and let these nasty-ass, dirty-ass Philly fans know that their season ain't going to get better in New Orleans come Sunday. Lucas Patrick, 97 grade. How about that? All right, when we get back here on Off the Bench, start to look at a little LSU, UCLA. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench.
Hey, guys, the Queen of Baton Rouge is your home for football this season. The Queen has an incredible setup over there at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Brand new DraftKings Sportsbook. Great, comfortable booths in which you can watch all the games. What I love to look better on your phone is fun or whatever, but you know what's more fun? Cash in, cash out, you know? Turning in that winning card and getting green put in your hand. And then you go play slots, like you go play whatever games you want. We'll be hanging out there this Monday for a little LSU in the NFL Bowl as the Commies and Bengals do battle. If you want to come watch that game with us, it's the DraftKings Sports. We got the Queen. And remember, they got 1717, the bar, restaurant, and lounge. They got Shaq's Big Chicken, Three Walk Noodle House. It's been remade top to bottom. If you haven't been yet, go check it out today. The Queen of Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canavera.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Hope everybody's having a good time this morning, Wednesday morning. Oh, it's a little hot again, guys. No surprise. We said at the time it was feeling good. False fall, all that, storm rolling in. We knew it was coming. Who probably doesn't know what's coming for them? UCLA. Can you imagine how they're going to be feeling Saturday afternoon? They're coming from California, where it's probably beautiful 75.
LA, yeah.
Okay. I've heard 90s. I know they've been having crazy
They don't even have
earthquakes.
AC there.
Yeah, I know.
I killed myself.
It's not as bad, though. When we were in the desert, when we were in Vegas, I ran at noon when it was like 100-something degrees, and it's not as bad.
That's true.
It was not as bad as the 80 whatever it was at my kid's soccer game on Sunday, where it was so wet in the air you could just drink the air. But the point is, these cats are going to be warming up and just be wondering, where the hell am I? What is today's date? Is it really almost October? Because this crap is miserable. And that is just one of and they're on the east sideline. That's right. The sideline that I once watched even the Auburn Tigers wilt under as the Sun beat them into submission before DJ Chark finished them with a punt return.
In the chat, Hunt said it's been 70s at UCLA. That is completely false. I have multiple family members that live out in Los Angeles. It is definitely not 70. For them, it has certainly been a heat wave. But doesn't matter. It ain't this heat wave.
This is, like I said, this is one of many advantages that LSU will have. This is a must smash. Make no mistake about it. Not a must win. I know you are going to win the game. This is a must smash. This is not a good UCLA team. They lost a lot of their best defensive players when they lost their very good defensive coordinator in D'Anton Lynn. Remember, D'Anton Lynn was the reason why UCLA was anything last year, not Chip Kelly. Bringing them from 111th ranked defense in terms of EPA per play to 8th in the country in a single offseason. So not only do you lose Chip Kelly, a very experienced offensive mastermind who's now the OC over there at Ohio State, but you lose D'Anton Lynn, one of the most exciting up-and-comers in terms of defensive minds. And you gain Deshaun Foster, a guy who just does not have very much experience, and especially not in the head coaching realm. And you lost a lot of your best defensive players with Deanton Lynn in the transfer portal. And you lost your 5-star freshman quarterback, Dante Moore, who admittedly did not play well last year, but could see the potential. Well, he went to Oregon. You lost everything this offseason. You didn't gain that much. And now you got to come down to Baton Rouge to play right after you just got dominated at home by Indiana. Kirk Cignetti and company. Indiana's quarterback. And shout out Reed Darcy. He pointed out in his piece today in The Advocate. It's kind of an early look at UCLA. Indiana's quarterback, Curtis Rourke, who went to Miami of Ohio last year, has thrown for 300 yards once in his career and put up 36 points against a very good elite South Carolina defense. 36 points, and you still didn't score twice from inside the 5. This offense should decimate the UCLA defense. Decimate. And again, you want to talk about coaching advantages? Lincoln Riley versus Brian Kelly was one thing. It was obviously a battle. I tried to talk down Lincoln. Lincoln's been punching back this year. Deshaun Foster and Brian Kelly are not even in the same realm. And you saw it with Kirk Cignetti last week. So, yeah, this ain't must win. This is a must smash. This is a statement game for LSU to prove that they are better than a lot of us think, and that and to gain some confidence for them themselves going forward.
And also, last time you played UCLA, you lost 38-27.
Yep.
And they big boyed you.
Yep.
It was 38-27. It wasn't that close.
Yeah. It was miserable.
I mean, you kind of scored late to get it closer. It was not close. And so, yeah, now some players are still left over from that team, but regardless, like, you owe them one, and you need one. You need a performance to go out there and feel like in the third quarter that you've already accomplished a lot of different things, and you've already kind of, put the hay in the barn. I'm not saying you take the foot off the gas. You don't. But I'm saying you didn't have that feeling against Nichols, right? You need one of those where, Garrett Nussmeier's got his pads undone in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Like, it would be very, very nice to see that. I'm not saying it's going to be, but that's what you need. That is what you need. You need a situation where you go out there, you control the narrative, you dictate the pace of the game, because Indiana just did it to them in the Rose Bowl. You should be able to do that. And not oftentimes do we ever call for that.
No. This is like sometimes you just have a read that is as clear as day on a game. Mississippi State last year under Zach Garnett, we knew it. That's probably just one that I could see the most clear. This is right there with that. Must smash. What do you think you do with Caden Durham this week? Is Caden Durham just straight up RB1?
He is for me. He is for me without question. He gets the opportunity, because when you have a running back by committee, you're still going to play the other players in different spots. Like, even last game, Josh Williams ran in the game-winning touchdown. You're still going to have them in their spots. But when you have a running back by committee and one player separates themselves from the others, he is going to get the most run.
Yeah.
He's going to get 60% of the run, and then you have two backs, maybe three, that split up the other 40%. Like, that's what I would like to see. I mean, he has earned the right to go out there and start the game, get a bulk of the carries. Again, because he did something that no other running back this year has done for them.
Do you think
created on his own?
Mentally, is he ready for that workload? Because he is. I mean, he came in the spring, correct, Taylor? Was Durham here in the spring? Or
Durham was not here in the spring.
Okay, I was having that conversation.
Well, remember we had
yesterday.
We had the short bodies because
yeah,
Holly was out. Emory wasn't really back from injury yet, and Durham wasn't here. It was Williams and Jackson. That was it.
Because I was talking to somebody about that yesterday, and they're like, how does Caden Durham hide up to this point? And I'm like, well, I was like, maybe. And I said, if he got here in the spring, then the point I'm about to make is a little weakened. But like, sometimes it just clicks for freshmen at different times, like kind of out of nowhere. If you're new to it, you're learning. Is he ready to take on the mental workload of being RB1?
Here's my thought process on that. And you've heard me say this 1,000 times. it's the one position, and look, it's my position, so I feel like I can speak on it. It's the one position that you can come in and immediately be ready. There's a lot of receiver, I don't think you can. Quarterback more so now than you could before, but I don't think you can. DB, certainly not. Offensive line, no. Now, you can play, but you're going to make some mistakes.
Even to be a quarterback, I feel like you'd have to be there in the spring.
Yeah,
I don't
running
think
back,
you can come in the fall.
I think running back's one of the ones that you can transition pretty quickly. And think about his biggest game was in the biggest environment that they've been in to this point.
Yeah, he wasn't scared. He stared into the gaping maw of death, and they said, "Not today."
It's not gonna get any more difficult as far as venues that you play in this year. So if he can handle that, I'm not really worried about some of the other stuff. I mean, think about you're going to be at Arkansas. That's not going to be as good as South Carolina. Now A&M, depending on what happens over the next couple of games, it'll be loud. At Florida, it's not going to be what South Carolina was.
I'm just thinking a little bit of did you see Juwan Johnson last game when he got in? Ran a screen past him in the wrong way.
Yes.
O-line. And I'm
and they
not
made
using
adjustments
that as a
at the line of
criticism.
scrimmage.
I'm not using that. Yeah, I know. And you can see I was trying to tell him. I'm not using that as a criticism of Juwan Johnson. He just started playing the position 10 days ago. None of that is on him. But, these are just indicative of some of the issues that you could run into if you're going with a very, very young guy there. So I agree. Give him the first crack at it. Even though I still maintain, though, that while I was very disappointed in the pass protection, and Williams going to have to pick up that, Josh Williams also was a bit better with the ball in his hands last game than people think. He wasn't.
First carry of the game, broke a tackle.
Yeah, he broke a few tackles. Almost every time I don't think, from my film review, the majority of time he actually broke the first tackle. He just didn't break the second, and then he didn't have kind of the explosive next level burst that Durham had to truly finish the runs and find ways into the end zone. So I guess the point is, I'm not out on Josh Williams. He still needs reps as well. We talked about tendency breakers yesterday, right? Them bringing him in on that third down, making them think passing and running the ball to set up a shorter, more convertible 4th and 3, I thought was some pretty shrewd offensive coordinating. So, yeah, LSU's minus 22.5. Exactly. Must smash. And it's going to start this Saturday. Can't wait. All right, when we get back here on Off the Bench, I'm going to tell you about something as an LSU fan that you should absolutely not take for granted. And we got some sound from Braden Swinton, Ashton Stamps. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com. Guys, if you still need storm cleanup, you need roll-off dumpsters, 10, 15, 30-yard dumpsters, we got you. Maybe 15, 20, 30. We got you over there at Trash Rangers. You want the local guys who give a damn, great lines of communication. Never forget to put out your cans again. Your husband's probably nagging you. I can't believe you forgot the cans again. Tell them to shut up. Or don't, because you're never going to forget again, because Trash Rangers actually reminds you the night before it's your time through text messages to come on out. And you can tell your husband to stop henpecking. Get the hell out of here. Trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com.
Henpecking?
Mm-hmm. I guess in this case it'd be rooster pecking.
Trashrangers.com is the website. You can sign up for residential service, commercial service, and sign up for that roll-off dumpster. 3 different sizes to choose from. Trashrangers.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
It starts with
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back. Off the Bench. T-Bob, Jacob Hester, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Got some flustering coming up here pretty soon. Hey, I want to talk about, so there's that CBS article yesterday that was, I actually didn't fully read it, but very much going after LSU, saying Brian Kelly has lost the locker room, which has led to a lot of people being asked, has Brian Kelly lost the locker room? I'm not in that locker room, so while I don't feel like it has, outside looking in, I'm not in there. Jake, you have been in that locker room. Would you say that have they turned on Coach Kelly?
No. Not at all. So I did have a chance to travel with the team for the first time, calling the games now this year. If, turning on their coach is them dancing all together in the locker room and the players were like popping BK's collar.
Yeah.
Like that's what I saw after the win. I saw interactions after the game with players walking by BK, dapping him up, and they were like hooting and hollering about the win. I saw players on the plane talking with Coach Kelly, dapping him up, laughing, having a good time. So, no, nothing could be farther from the truth than what I saw with my own eyes. So I don't know whose sources, I don't know where a report like that comes from, but I saw not just Brian Kelly, the entire coaches, like Blake Baker having great conversations, Joe Sloan having great conversations, Brad Davis. And so when I read that report, I was like, I don't know who these sources are because that's not what I saw with my own eyes.
Here's what Kyron Lacey had to say about an AFR.
My guy, Coach Kelly, man, it's amazing because he literally transformed me as a player, like not just on the field, but off of the field. My mental has grown. It's not about me anymore. It's about the team. So he made me realize that I have to put the team first and everything else is going to come. So when I always talk about like the little details, I get that from Coach Kelly because because when you sit back and watch and really pay attention, the little details do show up. The little details that you think don't show up, they show up every single time. So when I talk about details, discipline, winning, because we all want to win. Coach Kelly always emphasizes win, what's important now. So that's how I go about it. Coach Kelly helped me tremendously on and off of the field.
So that right there, I think that's pretty fascinating. That is a player who has been in the process now for 3 years, and that is a player who is espousing all of the values of the process, the daily accountable habits, daily positive accountable habits, accountability to your brother, being detail-oriented, being process-oriented, not results-oriented. So, no, I feel pretty comfortable. And to be clear, you ask who the sources are, Jake. Teams have a lot of guys on them. Not everybody's happy. And at the end of the day,
it's like any business.
Yeah, Kelly's your boss.
Yeah, if you pulled everybody from this business together and asked, do you like your superior, you would have some that would disagree.
Always.
You'd have a majority that would agree and a small fraction that would disagree. But, and I just pulled this up, to have a headline like LSU lucky, a road win in the SEC, go fly a kite, LSU lucky to escape South Carolina, but Tigers facing deeper disconnect. What's not adding up? Imagine one, writing that article, feeling good about it. Also imagine turning that into your editor. And then thirdly, imagine your editor seeing that and being like, yeah, we're going to run with this.
That probably makes the editor, a little hot and bothered now, because that is the type of article that's going to generate.
Yeah, but you lose credibility
heat
to a lot of people as well, though.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even have a problem with the lucky part of it. Again, I don't care. People want to call you lucky.
And an official headline like that, though, when you're not a team site and you're just covering college football, personally, I wouldn't put it in there.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you would have called me lucky. I don't care. I got the dub, And I can know at the end of the day, I lay my head down on the pillow like, we had a couple breaks, but we had to take advantage of said breaks. We saw they come up with the heroic moments to win the game. So you say lucky, I say, okay, good. Sometimes it's better be lucky than good. I mean, that because trust me when I say it will go the other way. You are going to have moments this year where the bad breaks go against you, and you have to seek to overcome them. And it will be, now the interesting thing is, it takes the same ability to overcome adversity that you showed in this game, along with some good luck, to overcome the bad luck when it rears its ugly face as well. So Braden Swinson was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Here's what Braden Swinson had to say about this. Swinson 3, Alondra. Here's what Swinson had to say about getting 3 sacks on Saturday.
I feel like that's just like off the strength of my grandmother passing and everything, and her just watching over me and everything. So I really just put that towards her and give all the credit to her and all of my coaches and everything. But my teammates really set me up, though. If you really look at the film, they was there setting it up. It wasn't just me out there going to get it. They had them caged in. We focused on caging in the scrambling quarterbacks a lot.
I mean, there you go. Again, an answer that starts individually and immediately pays homage to somebody who meant a lot in his life, and then it goes to his teammates. Here's Swinson on the mindset to come back from such a large deficit.
We got a mental edge thing that we always do. We always, we start off in the summer, and even in the spring, we always have like something called mental edge, where we always talk about mental traits, where we can always have things where like you have mental self-talk and just things like that, just like to keep your mentality strong. And it's like, as a team, we came together as an offense and defense. If y'all saw like late in the game, when the offense was up, the defense was right there with them. When the defense was up, the offense was like up there with us. So it was really a connected thing. Like we're a real connected team. And, once we got all that together, everything's starting to get together piece by piece. So when things get bad, we don't flinch. We just go out there and attack.
Interesting. More process, team together.
You know what? And also, like, as we're sitting here, and I hadn't spent too much time thinking about it because honestly, for me, there's nothing to that. And so it's just trying to get, clicks and attention to your article. But do you think a team, honestly, that had a disconnect with their head coach could be down 17 points on the road at Williams-Brice, one of the better venues we have in the country, with it turned up to its peak. College game day, hadn't been there in a decade, all of that sold out. I was in the building. It was bananas. Do you think that a team, if they did not have a connection with their head coach and their coaching staff, could be able to get down like that and find a way to get back into the game one and then ultimately win the game if there was a disconnect? Like, think about that. And T, we've been on teams that have been all over the place. Sure.
Yeah.
If you had a true disconnect with the coaching staff, is there any way in your mind, and I'm not even rhetorical, I'm asking the question now, is there any way in your mind that you could say that you would believe that after seeing the way they held together down 17-0 in a hostile environment?
No, I
on
get
the
what
road
you're
in
saying.
the
I mean, you
SEC?
never say never, but it would be highly unlikely. It would be highly unlikely.
From my experience in locker rooms, man, if you got down 17-0 and you didn't have a connection with your coaching staff, you would have packed it in. You would have said, I don't care. I ain't doing it. Doesn't really matter. They wouldn't be able to get the fight out of you. They would be speaking. They would be speaking to you, and you wouldn't hear a word they said.
Yeah, that's true. And the best teams are always the ones that are also, or if you're talking about the teams that maximize their potential, they're the ones who believe in one another and fight for one another. Here's Swinson 8 on them trying to bring the old LSU defense back.
I say gritty. I say we're trying to be nasty. We're trying to be violent, dominant, and we all trying to fly to the ball. I know you see, like, if somebody break a long run, we're all trying to, somehow trying to get there, I think that's what we're really trying to just be a violent defense, bring back that old LSU defense that everybody loved, that you just running through somebody's helmet, you just running through somebody's face every time, That's our main thing.
So I love that answer because it goes back to what I was talking about yesterday, where if you just looked at the numbers, there are some numbers that are like, oh, man, things are still pretty bad, not getting that much better. But if you actually look closely and you watch, you see a better coached team. You see a team playing more cohesively. You see them playing with higher effort, still making a couple of critical errors, but doing it at 100 miles an hour. Like, it is better. And eventually, I do believe the numbers will fully catch up and reflect that improvement. All right, when we get back, let's go ahead and close out hour number 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstartoyota of batonrouge.com. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, right there off of Airline and Goodwood Highway. You want to buy a new vehicle, you want to get maybe like a Toyota certified used vehicle. We still get that warranty coverage. You need a body shop. Service center. Everybody's welcome at All-Star Toyota. Doesn't have to be Toyota, doesn't have to be from All-Star. They got factory parts right there on site for you. They got rental cars available if you need it. They got shuttle service. Like, if it's going to be like a kind of all-day fix, shuttle service will drop you off and pick you back up. That's that All-Star service. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can see what you can buy new. You can see what you can lease, and you can see what they have available in the rental department. And the great thing is, like we tell you every single day, you'll find that everything is available when leasing and when you are renting a Toyota. You're not going to find that anywhere else. Everything available, so many different options for you. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
We're Rev Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. Rev Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. T-Bob, Jacob Hester, Taylor hanging out with you this hour. Remember, K2Z window coverage, KTOZblinds.com. KTOZblinds.com. If you want the window coverings that wow. Look, have Brandon and the team out to your home. Lay out exactly what your home needs or what your options are, right? And then you choose what your home needs. Mikey Matzo quote is saying it's the best investment he's ever made. How about that? It's right there on the reviews. And I don't care if it's a starter home, the home of your dreams, right? Whatever it is, we got price points to just make, like, the bottom line is it's going to make things better. Maybe it'd save you money when you're talking about helping out to cool off the house, to glare off TVs. Ask about the drop-down exterior shading if you have a kitchen or something. Go to KTZ Window Coverage, KTOZblinds.com. Ole Miss 13-point favorite over LSU right now. Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about the Ole Miss game is don't let anything trigger you about people saying LSU is going to lose, because everybody is going to say LSU is going to lose. So you get to play with the freedom of the of the underdog, who doesn't have to you don't have to engage with expectations, because nobody's going to expect you to do anything. So you just go out there, play crazy, play free, and use these next few weeks to get things right. Yeah, that's what we talked about yesterday. Use UCLA, use USA, right? Isn't South Alabama?
Yeah, USA.
And that bye week to try to improve as much as you can. And maybe that's where the South Carolina game becomes a bit of a confidence gainer. One thing I do want to say, and so I was talking to Reed Darcy of The Advocate yesterday. They're working on a piece about the offensive line, and I just feel like the perception with the offensive line is out of whack. And it's not, I understand why. It's a function of expectations. When we expect you to be the best line in the entire country, and you say, in one of the most badass quotes we've heard, I promise you we're going to run the ball, and then you kind of struggle to run the ball as much as you have these first few weeks, it creates a lot of frustration. But the frustration has outpaced the reality. If you look from a pure pass blocking standpoint, even though they had some MAs last week, I still maintain that this is, the best pass blocking O-line in the entire country, certainly. Now, the run blocking has been a bit average. It must get better. I love the adjustments they made last game, mid-game, to find success there, but it's still, I need to see them blow guys off the ball more. You got to get better at short yardage, but don't take this O-line for granted, guys. Jake, when's the last time that you can think, if ever, that LSU has had 2 first-round offensive tackles at the same time? Because I can't think about anything off the top of my head.
I don't have I mean, LSU doesn't have a lot of first-round tackles.
No.
Much less 2 at the same time.
No.
Because wasn't even Witt a second-round pick?
I am not sure about that. That would be crazy to me. I don't know. But I guess, look, the point of that is I get being frustrated.
Yeah, second round, 55th overall.
Wow. Certainly, the we're going to run the ball quote has not aged well. But these guys, that's an elite South Carolina D-line. And, again, that offense dominated. After an awful start, that offense completely dominated. In the third quarter, let me find it on Twitter so I can shout out who sent it my way.
Who, the stats?
Yeah.
I mean, we mentioned on the broadcast a couple of times.
The 176 yards to 1 in the third quarter.
You weren't listening?
No. I'm saying that's...
Whoa. Why are you laughing when you say no?
Because the only way to listen at Don Juan would be to have like a radio in my ears.
So why wouldn't you do like you're supposed to? Pause the game, turn us up, and sync it together.
Because I can't control that over the entire bar. But 176 to 1.
I was thinking, I wonder if we could do that.
176 to 1 in the third quarter. We could try it for sure.
Yeah.
Except some are on. It doesn't matter. We could try it. 176 to 1 in the third quarter. Like, that doesn't happen by accident.
No.
So just enjoy this show line. Just take a step back from the ledge and appreciate what you have at offensive line this year, because if you think this is bad, it's not going to get, you're going to take steps back. It's like losing Jaden Daniels. You can still be really good, but there's going to be a step back. So enjoy these tackles while you have them.
Yeah, I'm wholeheartedly with you. It is something that doesn't happen very often, and I know we want their play to keep continuing to go up. I think it will. I mean, Emory's did last week.
Wow, Faneca was the last first-round lineman. Hunt Palmer. Hour 2 next. Flestering. Keep it
Off
on.
the bench.
Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. You're not feeling like yourself, fellas. It's okay. You want to go to yourgoodwood.com because we ain't settling, okay? We ain't settling for mediocrity. We get one chance on this earth. And so we're going to try to make the most of it, okay? No more frustration. You got ED, you got low T, you're feeling old, come into Goodwood. It's a personalized approach where we customize a plan for you. It's affordable, it's transparent. No surprise and hidden fees, okay? So rediscover your confidence, rediscover intimacy, invest in yourself at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
Yeah, go to yourgoodwood.com. You can see what they can do for you. You can also schedule your appointment right there on the website. Look, and if you've got a question, give them a call at 225-4GD-WOOD. Again, yourgoodwood.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, September 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 90 in hour 2 of today's show. Matt Flynn stops by the studio for a full hour of flustering. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
They said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's up, guys? Welcome back, OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Alondra Taylor, now Matt Flynn hanging out with you today. We got some flustering going down. Uh-oh, guys, don't look now. Flag football cranking up this week.
Today?
How we feeling?
Yeah. Oh, it is today.
Oh, yeah.
How we feeling, guys?
A lot of nerves.
What?
Yeah.
A lot of nerves.
A lot of nerves, you said.
I'm saying, how's practice going? We ready? You got the team ready? LSU struggling in season openers? Are y'all ready?
I think so. So for me, it's a 5th and 6th grade league. Our team's all 5th grade. I'm not worried about that portion of it. But it is the first year that I can't be on the field with them.
Ooh.
So it's all like I got to wristband it. I got to call the play, and the quarterback's got to go take it to the huddle. So, you know, if there's a play that you're not sure about, the quarterback's got to be the one to tell them where to go.
Ooh. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Your quarterback,
My quarterback, I feel good about him, and I feel good about, like, you know, most of the team.
Game manager?
We got a couple that I'm a little worried about. When he says a play, they're going to look over at me, and I'm going to be like, what am I going to do? Nothing.
What about you, Matt? How's the team looking? How's the squad looking?
I think we're going to be – I'm hoping that when we get into the game, we're just surprised in a great way, you know? And I think that's – so we got 3rd grade. You know, this is, I guess, the 2nd year where the kids actually play quarterback. So we're going to find out.
It's the 3rd year.
Is it the 3rd?
Yeah, 1st grade.
I don't think so.
Yeah, 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
No, because we didn't play last year,
Yeah.
but we played the year before in 1st grade, and I was the quarterback.
That was a kindergarten team.
Well, I don't think so.
I
think you're wrong.
You know how
bud.
many times I've had to coach a flag football team?
It's been a while since we've been out there. Yeah, so we're gonna find out. It'll be we got some good little players. I hope they have fun, man. I don't know. It's kind of hard because you play 6. We only have 7 kids, and so you can't really like simulate an offense. So we haven't practiced any defense except for the one scrimmage we had against y'all. So.
Yeah. What's your team name?
We're the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're the Hurricanes, baby.
Okay. We got the Gators.
Good year to be the Hurricanes. Bad year to be the Gators.
It was fun. Like Huck was, I saw he was all, he didn't know what the Hurricanes were. He wasn't like that excited about them. Then I took him in and I showed him like pictures. So I was like, hey, look, your dad played against the Hurricanes. Look at that. And he's like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You should show him. You show him highlights. You show him highlights of the U and the Swamp a couple weeks ago.
That's
Get him
right.
fired up, dude.
He's got a lot to cheer for now.
Jake, are you going to wear Florida gear?
Are y'all? Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
I
mean, you've worn the other gear in the past, though, right?
Yeah, Ducks, Longhorns. We were fortunate enough to be the Tigers one year. That was easy. I've been the Hokies. I've been the Broncos. This will be the only team that I don't wear the gear for. Now, second grade team wear the Terps. We're Maryland. I'll wear that. No problem. I'm not wearing a Florida Gator shirt no matter what. No. I wear team colors, maybe.
I would agree. I think, that's the only one that I wouldn't.
It's crossing the line.
It's crossing the line. What if one of
Every man has to have a line. That's true.
What if one of your children go there? Would you wear this?
It's a great public school.
No, they're not allowed. They can go anywhere in the country.
That's fair.
But there.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anywhere. Not there.
It's a free country, but except for that.
Except for that. Then it becomes a dictatorship.
Matt, how we feeling, man? Tigers fresh off a big dub in South Kakalaka. What was how'd you take in the game?
Just at the house.
Yeah.
Just at the house,
watching
pretty standard. That's how I prefer to do it. I don't like to go to watch parties. I don't like to watch it around a lot of people because people like to talk a lot, and I want to listen and watch the game.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I do. So I watch it, and I stand about 2 feet from the TV.
Got to get close to see where everybody's lined up.
I just sit there and I ride the absolute emotional roller coaster.
And it does tend to be an absolute emotional roller coaster. Did you? So what were your main takeaways then?
Man, I don't know. I haven't really reflected on it since then. Like I think I was just like every LSU Tiger fan, like really like kind of frustrated the whole time.
Yeah,
watching the game, then super excited.
Yeah, the meme. There's that great meme that was going around that once again ended up being true, where it's like one little piece of the timeline. It's like I can't wait for the game. It's got a huge chunk of the middle timeline where it's like, oh my God, we suck, and then at the end, it's got a little timeline that says, yay, we won.
Oh, cool.
Like, cool, we won. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty
exactly
much that was making the rounds before the game.
Yeah.
And then that ended up being the exact rhythm of the game.
Yeah, it was.
I do enjoy getting some messages during the game from a certain group chat that I'm a part of. It's like I'm calling the game, and so like I'm in the flow of the game, obviously, but it's just like to see the highs and lows in a group chat during an LSU game.
Yeah, but you just don't need to look at that phone if you're calling the game because subconsciously you're soaking it in.
Yeah.
And you don't want to spew any of that
I was
stuff.
also told that just because I took this job didn't mean I could go away from the group chat.
I saw the duality of man on firm display with a couple of Matt Flynn text messages that were two minutes away from one another.
I wish we could.
One about loving the team and the fight and everything else, and then 2 minutes later, I hate this team. But that's where everybody was Saturday. And then again, I mean, I
didn't say that, people.
That's verbatim. It's not exact quotes. It's the feeling.
Lies.
I would say.
Wait, how'd you get that? Oh.
I got sources.
Yeah, never mind. I know your source.
Verbatim is an exact quote, word for word.
Okay, sorry. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. That's what I was looking for. That's like I always thought that approximate meant exactly, but it's actually the opposite. Approximate's kind of in the range. Right?
Yeah.
But the point is, Matt, that's not anything like, that's how everybody felt. 1 second you were in love with this team, the next second you hate him, then you're back in love with him. And again, that's why Saturdays, it's like I said, it's a lot of emotion, it's a lot of ups and downs. The real analysis, sometimes you need time to reflect. And that's why when I came in on Monday, I came in so buoyed, is because I watched that film and the good outweighs the bad. The bad put you in a bad spot, but the good to overcome is so impressive that it outweighed the bad to me. And I see some real building blocks that this team can seek to improve upon. What did you? Okay,
but you know what? You don't want to you don't want to have to find those ways to win when you're the more talented team. And we all believe that, right? That's why I think that's the frustrating
weird.
part.
You're not a more talented defense, though.
But look, when I look back at it, Hester and I, we have no room to be. It's like because that was our entire 07 season, was like finding ways to win.
Yeah, sure.
Right? When we were more talented than people.
That's pretty fair.
So, I get it, and that's it does show. And I was listening to y'all on the way in, and y'all did a really good job pumping a lot of sunshine in this thing, and calling it like you see it. And there was a lot of positive. Like you said, the defense from a talent level, probably on equal ground with a lot of teams, and probably a little bit lower than a lot of teams.
A lot of SEC teams, I think they're actually probably a little bit lower.
But y'all were exactly right, man. It's the effort that they put in physically. Now, I'd like to see them be a little bit tougher in the trenches, and be a lot more disciplined in their rush lanes and the lanes that the defensive line are taking, like to help their linebackers out.
I think that that's interesting. I haven't thought of that as a problem yet.
And it could be the opposite. Could be the linebackers filling correctly on the, but there's a disconnect there.
Yeah, there's a major. It's not always major, but there
when
is concern.
When you get 8 yards down the field and you hadn't been touched yet.
Yes,
there's a big concern.
Yeah, that's not a talent issue.
That's a defensive lineman going left and the linebacker going left.
Yeah, there was one. It was in the first quarter. Hell, it might have been the first series where a defensive lineman went rogue. Yeah. And you could tell he went to a gap that he wasn't supposed to be in. And so when the linebacker is trying to make up for it, he's trying to two-gap it, and then you get in trouble.
Like the linebacker looks bad.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, what's the linebacker doing? Well, he's trying to make up for his partner that screwed him up front.
Yeah.
And then there's times where the safety actually has the gap. Even though he's playing 12 yards from the ball, it's still his responsibility. And so the running back goes with, whatever jet sweep motion, and he goes with that guy because he's got him man, and the safety does as well. And everybody's like, what's the linebacker doing? It's like, well, actually, he's got him in man. The safety's supposed to fill there.
Yeah.
He goes to the motion guy. You got two guys on one guy, and then that's how you hit a 75-yard run.
But you know what, though? It's the efforts there, though. Those are all coaching points. So from an LSU fan, y'all were exactly right. Like a ton to be excited about. I think this team's only going to get better and better. I mean,
the technique's better too. Like, especially if you look at the interior defensive line, and that's maybe the group that is the oddest to evaluate from last year because you don't have any of the NFL talent that you have this year. Or you may have guys that'll end up there, but they're still young, and then others who won't. But like, you don't have any of the NFL talent, but they actually play with much better technique. They actually play with arm extension. They play like guys that are maximizing what they can do, as opposed to guys who are not really coming close to sniffing what their potential can do. So it's like you see a lot of these things. You're like, oh well, why are we paying Bo Davis or what's he doing? I actually think Bo Davis is doing a great job. It's just again, you're just a little limited on that side of the ball.
And it's almost an unfair, like when you're watching the game live, almost an unfair comparison to the defensive line in our run game on defense, because you're comparing it to our offensive run game in the short yardage. So like when I'm watching a 3rd and short or a 2nd and short, 4th, whatever it is on offense, and I'm like probably not going to get it, and on defense I'm like probably not going to stop it. That's just like the roller coaster of watching the game in comparison to it, because a bad run to the opponent is like a normal bad run for any team. They're getting hit at the line of scrimmage and falling forward for 2 yards.
Yeah.
We're getting hit at the line of scrimmage at a point to where they can't fall forward because there's no place to fall forward to.
Yeah, there's just a
just
press
a mass
of bodies.
Humans, right?
That's the part about the LSU run game that has to get improved the most. Like a lot of last game was schematic, and once they made the adjustment to run more zone to kind of sort things out, it started to hit well. But even within that, on the 3rd and try, I just need more blow off the ball. I have not seen guys get blown back defensively, and that would be, again, I just talked about how this O-line, like, don't take them for granted, because they are really good at pass blocking. Still maybe the best in the entire country in my opinion, but with run blocking, the biggest problem by far seems to be just an inability to really knock guys off the ball. And that's a very good D-line this last week. You're not going to face many that good. If another one, Tennessee would be someone that I think would challenge him as best D line. Yeah, you don't play him. Challenge his best D line in the conference.
I know they were highly touted from a pass rush standpoint.
Yeah, but I
highlights
didn't
out
realize
from a
the
running
interior is
game.
good too, though.
Yeah, they got the interior is really good.
They didn't talk about that like.
I mean,
pregame.
one of the D tackles was a representative at SEC Media Days.
Yeah.
And then Taka Hemingway is a really good player. He's the defensive tackle opposite that Kennard's going to play on Sundays for a long time. And then Dylan Stewart is a 5-star. I think he's a 5-star guy, right?
I don't know.
He's one of the top pass rushers coming out. He's a true freshman, and he's got freaky moves. Now, it's not all put together yet, but no, it's a very talented front seven.
Like offensive line, there's no targeting calls in the trenches.
Yeah.
Hit them with the crown of your helmet.
Yeah.
Hit them in the head.
You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of the trying to like almost chest them and like root them out.
Yeah.
There's not a lot like
Nah.
And it helps like pass blocking because they're so composed that they never get out over their toes and they're always like well balanced. But it seems like they're taking that same balance to the run game where you have to be a little more. You got to be a little more on your toes. You got to be a little more like forward and then get yourself, get your hips under you after contact.
I mean, that was like how you taught offensive line on short yardage and goal line. Like you move forward, like the offensive line, you move forward. Like that's like the Ryan Miller clip.
Yeah,
he gets forward. Like he's on the ground and he's just army crawling forward.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
if you don't go forward, the line cannot or the running back cannot fall forward. There's nowhere for him to go. Like you can't get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Like I don't care if you're making your block or not. Just keep going forward.
Yes, 100%. I've had,
Like even if you miss your guy, don't go back for him.
Just
go
just
forward.
because it's already gone. It's already over.
Just don't make more people in there.
I've had, I mean, and it can happen anyway. I remember us running like QB sneak from the 3, and I just hit a bear crawl, and Jordan Jefferson fell on top of me, and then I rolled. And he didn't touch the ground because he just rolled on my belly as I rolled and like rolled into the end zone. Like you just got to fight everything you can.
Yeah. If you don't score, the running back can't score.
That's right. Same thing. Like it's that mentality at fullback. That's exactly what we used to. If the fullback doesn't score, the running back can't score.
But they'll get there. I mean, I think they can get there with more time on task. Like they can get better. They can get better at that. And they just have to keep practicing. It's odd, Matt. It almost feels like a generation that grew up the opposite of what we did, where their entire life has been training to be really good pass blockers. And so they're just eons ahead of where old school linemen used to be in that regard. Mm-hmm. And now they're actually coming to the run game late.
Well,
like they're coming to the run game second.
My buddies, some of my best friends were offensive linemen in the NFL with me. And they were always like, yeah, you run or you run block for show and you pass block for dough.
Exactly. Exactly.
All of my friends in the NFL, I don't care one bit about run blocking.
Yes. I mean, that's how you make money is pass blocking.
Yeah.
In the NFL. Even though there's a lot of NFL statistics that show that the run game is taking back over. Yeah. Right now, teams averaging less than 200 yards passing a game for the first time since like 92 or something.
Yeah.
NFL is an absolute that it is an evolution over time. It's going to go
rubber bands back and forth.
It's going to go back and forth because now they're calling for 21 personnel.
The meta's changing.
Or 12 personnel.
The meta's changing again.
21.
Yeah.
21.
They're wanting to go back because everybody drafts to play nickel and dime.
Yeah, so they think they have an advantage because those smaller linebackers having an extra DB, well, they don't know how to handle 21 or 12 personnel, and so like it's foreign to them, and so they just kind of big boy them, and you get bigger. Like the bigger running back is even kind of making its way back. The 220-pound running back, we're seeing that across the league.
Are we going to see running backs getting paid more in the next couple of years?
No, probably not.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, we've always been done.
I mean, this offseason wasn't awful for him, right? Saquon got a nice deal. Didn't Josh Jacobs get a nice deal?
Yeah, to the standard of what other running backs have gotten.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the market's not going to explode overnight. CMC got a nice deal. Kamara looks like he could maybe be in line with it a little extension.
It is funny, like a lot of times a second receiver will get paid more than one of the best running backs in the league because you just don't have that value, even though, like, even Pacheco for the Chiefs don't win a Super Bowl without him last year. Right, but he didn't get the same value as.
Well, CMC's almost like a second or third receiver sometimes.
Receivers are also in a bit of a boom market right now. I'll be interested to see where their value ends up capping out here pretty soon because they are, and think about where receiver was. When Mike Thomas signed that $20 million a year deal, the entire idea at the time was you cannot pay a receiver and win a Super Bowl. And now everybody feels like you have to pay a receiver if you want to be good. And so, yeah, the meta always shifts. And right now it seems to be shifting back towards running the ball a bit in the NFL. All right, when we get back, more flustering. Keep it locked.
Off the bench.
Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. Go see them in Gonzales, Louisiana today. That's Community Steel Company. Look, man, you need purlin, tubing, roofing, sheet metal, any steel accessories, steel buildings. It's all there for you, made in Gonzales. You go see it, touch it, feel it. Work with a human, live, and local sales team that's going to get you and your company exactly what you need. Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
When you go to that website, look in the top right corner. Community Steel, click on it, show you exactly where they're located in Gonzales, Louisiana. They've already been open for well over an hour waiting on you. They want you to come in. They're going to be able to help you out today. But if you can't get there today, you're not in the area, but you're in the state of Louisiana, remember, you can always pick up the phone, give them a call, tell them what you're looking for. They can be able to help you out. That's 225-647-2020. And remember, you can always go to the website to see all that information at communitysteelco.com.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, welcome back in, OTB. I don't know where T-Bob is, but now it kind of feels like we're sitting in the same side of the booth at the restaurant.
I was just thinking, I was like, y'all look like the couple that sits down and everybody's looking at them like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah. If we go to the movie theater, are we sitting next to each other or seat in between?
Like me and you?
Yeah.
Or me, like...
No, me and you.
Me and my wife.
No.
Me and
Not
you?
Lacey, me and you. Buds. I'm going to go see the new action movie.
Probably... Well, this day and age, you got to like reserve your seats ahead of time. So there's a chance.
That's true. You'd have to pay for a seat in between.
No, we're sitting.
No, I don't think. Would you have to pay for the in between seat?
Oh, yeah. I think
Or Rando would sit by you.
So I
would
think
you want a
if
Rando or your bud?
I think if you sit like by yourself,
Yeah.
you have to pick a seat that's like.
Right.
They don't let you pick a seat where.
The whole
it's
point is,
solo.
I'm sitting by you.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the previews.
We want to whisper.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Exactly. Okay, good. Good to know. During the break, we were breaking.
Wait, have you Katie, y'all ever done a same side sit at a restaurant? At a booth?
I don't really think so, no.
I would
judge
y'all if y'all did.
Yeah, I'm
not gonna lie.
I don't think so.
That's
We've done it on some of those like restaurants where it's like a half booth.
Like a half
It's like
moon?
a booth on one side
Like a
of the
little semicircle?
chairs.
Yeah.
But like the chairs
Yeah.
are facing the wall and
Yeah.
your back's to
Yeah, I see
everybody.
what you're
We'll
saying.
same side sit there.
Yeah.
What about
I'm not gonna judge you.
what about a four top, just four chairs? Y'all sitting across or catty corner?
Caddy corner. Yeah, like here, I'm there, and then usually there's a child. Like if we go with
Oh, yeah.
Harlow, she's
That's a
across
good point.
from mom. Yeah.
Yeah. We're catty corner.
Yeah.
We do
Caddy
catty
corner.
corner.
Yeah. Look, there's nothing wrong with sitting in the same side of the booth if you want to. It's not really my vibe. I like to be able to, look
Just a
across
little
and have
weird.
conversation. Well, if you're in a single cab truck, are you sitting next to your boyfriend?
See, but
Are you sitting?
I feel like that's different.
in a seat? I'm just asking the question.
No. But I'm saying I think it's different.
Because I mean,
Because you
definitely, like
can't
in high
go
school, I had a
anywhere.
single cab truck, and Katie would sit next to me.
At the console, you could
Wait,
flip up.
Yeah.
you
middle
mean
seat.
she wouldn't go in the bed of the truck, and you wouldn't just make her ride back there?
No.
Victoria's still rides.
Did you
in the
ride in
middle.
back of trucks back then? I know I did growing up. Like we get on the interstate, like
Yeah.
in Shreveport, and I'd be in the back of the truck.
We get on a
It's so fun.
bridge to go like across a beach to get like in the back of a truck.
Yeah, I don't think you do that anymore.
I don't know
Sorry,
if you
Taylor.
can
What
do
were
it
you
then
about to
either.
say?
I was
Yeah,
like, Victoria still rides in the bed of my truck. I don't let her sit.
Well, you're in Walker. They probably allow
Yeah,
that.
That's true.
It's
So-
preferred. We actually have like seats for the bed of the truck. So
Yeah.
Well, that sounds safe.
Man, that's very Walker.
Like
of you.
y'all remember those
You
trucks
talking
that
about
had
ice
the
chest?
seat
That's
that
the
was
seat?
like
yeah,
Ice chest.
ice
The-
chest, toolbox, whichever,
Yeah.
whichever one's back there.
the truck? The seats were like on the side,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're like
Oh, yeah.
facing each other.
Yeah. It's like the jumper seat in
Yeah.
a, if you're a pilot.
Yes.
Never got car sick in one of those.
No,
Yeah.
never.
In the Isuzu. I'm trying to think what the name of the
Isuzu.
truck, like what the make was. My dad had a Isuzu
My
truck.
mom had an Isuzu SUV.
Did she?
Yeah, it was white.
Oh, a rodeo probably?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was. I think it
We had a
was.
rodeo too. We had a big Isuzu family. All right. We were breaking down some Garrett Nussmeier tape during the break. And actually, it's a play that I broke down yesterday just because it was a random play. And I was like, I think Nuss handled this pretty well. We don't have to talk about the play. We did that yesterday. That was his first ever true road start. Like I was thinking about, like he had a bowl game, neutral site, Vegas, neutral site. His first road start was last weekend at South Carolina. I think he handled it pretty well.
Yeah, it's a different atmosphere when you're going into a place where everybody hates you and you have to play the hardest position in sports. I used to love it. Like it and I think that good teams, good players like love that atmosphere of kind of being an underdog and everyone like cheering against you because it's fun to make a lot of people shut up at one time.
Yeah.
There's a pretty big rush for that, but man, he's a stud, man. He's played so good. He has to eliminate a couple of plays here and there. I'd like to see his technique gets a little bit loose and sloppy every once in a while. His left hip, left shoulder kind of get thrown open a little bit too soon on some of these throws. He gets a little casual with.
Is that today's quarterback or is that Nuss? Because I do feel like I see that more.
Right.
Like I feel like I don't want to say y'all were mechanical because I don't want you to sound like a robot, but that felt like something when we were all playing that you saw quarterbacks just be a little bit more robotic in their mechanics because they were so worried about their mechanics.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be robotic's not the right word that I would try to make them. I think that's you do see a lot of quarterbacks doing that now. A lot of more quarterbacks are just look so comfortable and poised out there that they kind of just get a little loose every now and then. And I don't see it a lot. I just see it on a couple of throws. A couple times he misses like a hitch route out to the left. Like it's certain areas of the field that for a right-handed quarterback is easy to get a little bit loose or too casual with. I'd like to see him clean up those things. But you don't want to take much away because he looks so comfortable throwing the football and in the passing game and going through his progressions. You never see him kind of ball up and get tunnel vision, and which is easy to do in a 3rd and 3, the first 3rd and 3 of the game, and the crowd's great. It's easy in a position where the crowd is against you and the atmosphere is wild to get that tunnel vision and just like go through your first 2 reads and be like, screw it, no one's open, I'm going to look to scramble. Like, he doesn't do that. I mean, he's just comfortable in the passing game. And
I don't know that he's going to run. There was one.
He'll fight it.
I mean, there was one time, I think it was the second quarter, where he had about a minute and a half. And he's like, nope. But we were talking about this last week, and I think you and I even were talking about it. He's not someone who's not athletic. Like, he doesn't have concrete feet. Like, he can move a little bit. And I kind of compare y'all. I think y'all are about, similar athletes. And you ran 100 times in 2007. Like, I do think eventually there's going to be a time where he's going to have to run. Because right now in the run game, when you're running zone reads, the defensive end isn't even looking at him. I mean, they're going straight to the mesh point. And there's going to be a time where he has to realize that and pull the football.
I mean, yeah, it's almost frustrating to like, why are we running zone read? Like, there's other
if you don't have the threat of pulling it.
There's other because he's probably being told not to pull
that's
it.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like,
just don't run a zone read.
Fair
at that point.
Completely
there's
fair.
Lots of other running plays out there.
Yes, but if you're going to continue to run it, which it does seem like they are committed to, like, I mean, we got the tape rolling right now. Like,
throw a wildcat in there and put him at receiver and run a zone read. Just to keep the defensive lineman. I mean, it's hard for a defensive end at the last second to recognize that and say, go against the rules that he's been coached all week to say, don't look at the quarterback.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you switch it up, and the game's moving so fast, and the defensive end's not gonna be like, hey, this is a different situation here.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just waiting for that old school, and you know what I'm talking about, the old Peyton Manning bootleg.
Oh, baby. It's coming. You know it's coming.
Where it would be hard play action. He hides it, waits a second, and then my man runs that 5.340 to the cone,
but
right there to the pylon.
You know it's coming, and they want to do it, but you have to have the threat of being able to pick up a yard or two on a goal line play for that to work.
That is also fair. That is also a place that they have been struggling.
You have to have a good goal line running game to be able to pull a Peyton Manning and fake the run.
Yeah, and they did. I mean, they used to run that stretch zone to perfection, certainly down there.
Oh, Peyton looked so bad running that ball, didn't he?
He did, but he got there.
He got
there eventually. But short yardage and goal line is something right now, and I never thought we'd say that about LSU. And look, also, like, I never thought they'd be this explosive on offense like they have been over the last, 8 years. But it's something where there's going to be another game that comes down to that situation. There's multiple times where you've gotten down there. And you can't put it in the end zone. And they've tried a couple of different things. I mean, they even had Gabe Relaford at fullback this last week. They are trying to figure out a way to be better in that situation. And you're right, like, it does limit you to what you can do. And look, it's okay that LSU's not who they were in 2006. Like, that's okay. But also, you have to be efficient whenever your number is called. And right now, it feels like a liability and not something that you can really count on because you're not good in the situation.
Yeah. Well, look, there's a lot to be excited about for this team, like, going forward. And I think there's if we clean up some things on defense, clean up a couple of bad plays here and there on offense, like we could go and score a bunch of points, get some defensive turnovers, and run away with the game later on. But unless we do those things, there's going to be multiple games in the SEC that could come down to a 4th and 1 situation on both sides of the ball. And it could come down to multiple in a game. That almost got us in trouble this week.
Yeah.
It's gotten us in trouble already a couple times this year. So, I mean, the games, we're not going to have runaway games on either side. I don't think we're going to get blown out of the field anytime because we're good and talented and our offense is explosive.
We can't pull away either.
But as of right now, I don't know if we're going to pull away unless we clean up some of these things.
Right.
And of course, I'm talking about the normal people in the SEC.
So if you're struggling on goal line and short yardage, if you're really struggling to convert, and that's not who you are. Again, I'm not saying like you have to be something you're not. Do you completely change your philosophy? And I mean that by like, okay, they tried to bunch everybody up, I loved it initially. They had a full house backfield. They had 3 guys in a full house backfield, and they tried that. And, okay, that didn't work. You ran 3 plays in a row. Do you know thyself and say, even though we're on the 2, we're still going to be spread out and make them cover the full width of the 53 yards? You know what I'm saying?
Would.
Just don't
Me
try
personally,
to be
I would, and it's only because what I've seen up to this point. It kind of goes back to the old what Graham Harrell told me was a good Mike Leachism back at Texas Tech when short yardage goal line. His philosophy was, we put more guys in the box, they put more guys in the box. Why would I do that? So it's a fair point.
That's the old KISS method a little bit. I mean,
yeah. So I mean, if I would change it up and spread people out and do combination routes, 1, 2, like quick routes to get our athletes, especially when Hilton gets back, like get our athletes in space. And then if they give you a favorable box, run it. If they give you a favorable box, run it up the middle, run a trap, run a dive, leave a defense. I mean, you're going to have to leave. You're going to have somebody unblocked.
Yeah.
Just leave the furthest guy away from the runner unblocked, whether that's a linebacker, whether that's a defensive end, or like I said, put in a running back or a tight end as a lead blocker and put a running back as the quarterback. Run a quarterback, just power.
Yeah.
Quarterback dive. You can do that with 4 wide receivers out there. You can do that with. So
Juwan Johnson's somebody that, you moved, not that long ago to the running back position, and so you played quarterback in high school. Mm-hmm. So to your point, you would have like a candidate to be able to go out there and do that. And if you wanted to keep tendencies, where you're keeping the defense guessing, he could technically throw a pass.
Yeah.
It's just like you got to figure out something. Basically, is what we're saying.
Because
right now, it's not where it needs to be.
Yeah. Or there's multiple things you got to do, and unfortunately, you're going to have to do something to get creative as of right now, unless we get better at our offensive linemen making contact and getting a push forward, because it's just not happening right now. They're doing a lot of things really well. That's not one of them.
All right, we will step away. More OTB coming your way when we jump back here on 104.5.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GoTommies.com. GoTommies.com. GEAUX Tommies.com. That's Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. And one of the great things about the website that we always tell you, it's got testimonials of past clients and what they can do for you. Also, it's got a gallery section. Now, you're going to be blown away with the work that they can do for you. It's multiple pages of what they've done in the past here in this community. But I always kind of remind you, don't forget that if you've got a custom job, so whatever that might be, and that's windows, doors, or siding, like if you've got a vision, if you have something in your mind that you want for your home, for your business, like Tommy and the team, they're going to come out and they're going to be able to talk that through with you, and they're going to be able to give you exactly what you're looking for. Pick up the phone today also. Give them a call, schedule your appointment, let them know what you're looking for. They'll come out. They've done it for me. They'll do it for you as well. 225-250-8808 and always online at GoTommies.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. and backed by the one-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Exactly. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. So sorry I missed that last segment. I need to get serious for a moment here. So somebody sent me a clip from Whiskey and Wine on Saturday. It was attached to a Facebook post. And it was from Chris Hilton Sr. And it was a clip of when we were breaking down the game. You know, I'm talking about Aaron Anderson and how well he's played and how last year he was so maligned and, you know, all the speed we were promised and all of these other sorts of things. You know, they were gone and now here they are and he's doing great. It was 5 for 98 or whatever it was. And, you know, and that shows vain, being too unhinged, not thinking before you speak. Then I said F Chris Hilton. I think I said like F Kyle Parker, right? And then like whatever, went talking about Anderson. And you know, I that was wrong. You know, flat out. That's wrong. I saw this clip and I felt real shame. And that shame was only deepened when I read a Facebook post from a father who sees someone publicly talking about their son in that manner. And it is very embarrassing, I feel, to have that out there. And I guess that's kind of the risk that you take when you do a show as unhinged as that, and you're not thinking at all before you speak 94.7% of the time, but there are lines that should not be crossed. And obviously that is one of them. I don't want anybody. Legitimate criticism is one thing. Throwing out like "F this kid" as like in any context is wrong. Is wrong. And I mean, again, it's so brain to mouth. I didn't even realize I had said it, and so I immediately I don't know. I apologize. I apologize to the Hilton family. I apologize to anybody who, I apologize to the Parker family as well. Obviously don't really mean that. And there's the worst part about it is there's no need to put another person down while you're trying to celebrate someone else. And nobody's making me do this or anything. Nobody got in touch with me. I just saw the clip. Somebody had texted it to me, or I saw the post. Somebody had texted me the Facebook post. And I'm a father, and I get all the things about, look, this is a public setting and these guys are paid and yada, yada, but it doesn't matter. There is no excuse for that. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the entire Hilton family. And that was just flat out wrong. And I feel real shame and regret for it. And it's a good learning lesson for me that even in that React show on Saturdays that there has to be some sort of there has to be some sort of guidelines still there. So I apologize for that, and I'm promising to be better moving forward. Very embarrassed. Anyway, I don't know how to take it from here, guys. So what were y'all talking about? Before this? So I have no great transition here.
No, and look, anybody that knows you, T-Bob, knows you didn't mean it like that, but I know what you're saying, but T-Bob didn't mean it like that. Like,
it's fine. I mean, I don't even need anybody to.
No, but I know.
Up for me.
I mean, but I know what. Yeah, I know, and I think our listeners know, and
it's okay though. I mean, that's the thing. If you're a Hilton family member and you're hearing this and you're thinking that that guy, I understand that too. Like, I don't need. I understand if you don't want to give any benefit. I understand if you don't want to forgive me, because I would feel the same type of way if our roles were reversed. So I understand, man. I understand. I feel really, really badly about it, and so I'm very, very, very sorry about that.
We were just talking about Garrett Nussmeier and his first start in the SEC on the road, and his first road start in general, and how he handled it in the quarterback position. It was impressive.
Very impressive.
We're actually talking about the play that we broke down yesterday on the show, just like a random, handling cover zero in a hostile environment.
Yeah, you remember a couple of weeks ago, it was just you and I on the show, T, and you threw up that stat, and I said, oh, yeah, he'll get that. And you were shocked at my answer. Is he on pace for that?
What was it? Do you remember?
30-something hundred yards, 3,700 yards, something like that. Maybe 3,400.
I thought it was touchdowns or yards.
It was yards. And it might have been touchdowns as well.
Either way.
I remember.
I think he has to be on pace. Like, he has to be. Right now, he is 15th in the country in yards with 895, but he's second in touchdowns, only behind Cam Ward.
Okay.
With 10.
Damn, Cam Ward's got 10.
You got to keep that pace.
Well, Cam Ward's got 11. Nuss has 10.
Again, and it's crazy. I cannot get over the fact
70% of his passes, too.
I cannot get over the fact that we think that defense is good, and you still left so much on the table. So much on the table.
Yeah. 70% used to be
unworldly.
Unbelievable stat. I remember sitting in 2008 or 9, sitting in the Green Bay quarterback room, and it's like, what are the goals for the year? And Aaron's goal was to hit 72 or 73% of my passes, and we were all like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and it was a pretty unbelievable stat. But now with the offenses these days and the way they can spread it out, and
I mean, I was always raised. My old man were like, if you were 60% in the NFL back in the day, that was the really, really good benchmark.
The gold standard.
55 was okay, but 60 plus was the gold standard. All right, sorry y'all about kind of upsetting the rhythm of the show, but I really needed to engage with that. When we get back, you had to go ahead and close out this hour of flestering. DrinkMyHigh.com, drinkmyhigh.com.
Off the bench.
Go to oakparkevents.com, oakparkevents.com. Guys, Oak Park Events has done thousands of weddings through the years, okay? And you can customize the wedding however you want. A couple of great venues, even within the venues, Oak Lodge at Park 73. We've got a lot of different settings, a lot of different rooms that you can take advantage of. The bottom line is, fellas, let's say you just got engaged. Huge congratulations. One way to immediately get brownie points with your significant other, and this could be the women as well, shoes first, is say, look, hey, check it out. I went ahead and I'm so excited. I got a couple of great venues for us to check out. I booked us a consultation over there at Oak Park. And look, if you want some more wide open and more nature, that's your Park 73. You want something a bit more New Orleans, a bit more classic mahogany leather, beautiful brass bar, that's Oak Lodge. Either way, they're both there for you at oakparkevents.com. Go with the experts, oakparkevents.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you.
Well, I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my...
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back to OTB. Wrapping up an hour of flestering here.
What a rush this hour's been.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Did not mean to bring the mood down. Also, I apologize to Sheldon Sampson's family because I forgot that I threw his name in there as well. Again, the point was trying to celebrate Ann Anderson, and should never put another man down when you're trying to celebrate someone else. It's just a good rule of thumb. You continuously learn in this life, and this is a good learning lesson for me. And by the way, guys, this is not in trouble or anything. Nobody, in fact, everybody was apparently there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Nobody was talking to me. I finally saw the clip, and it made me feel some type of way where I had to, where I feel like I just have to state my feelings on it publicly because it's not a good look and I don't like it, and it's not gonna. Don't want to do that in the future. Anyway. I don't
know if I've ever seen you in.
What?
I said I don't know if I've ever seen you in jeans.
Yeah. Ever since I lost my shoes at the pool, I've had to start wearing jeans because the only
at
shoes
the pool
I've
party
left.
that we were all
They
at.
make more shoes. That was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. And ever since then, now I have boots. So now all I've been wearing are my boots, which I customized to look like Woody's boots from
and you
Toy
put
Story.
Andy's name.
Yeah, I got Andy on the bottom.
Not your own.
How about that? Who's Andy? Your boyfriend? Maybe so. I don't know anymore.
But
also, these are the first pair of jeans that I've bought in. I bought them at SC Media Days. First pair of jeans I bought in well over a decade.
I had more jeans in a minute.
That's what I'm saying. It had been a long time. They're pretty great, actually. Very
I
comfortable
got some
nowadays.
From,
I don't know if that's
from Blue Delta back in the day, but I haven't bought a pair of jeans.
I would say for most people, that's not the go-to pant anymore. Blue jeans.
It's joggers, right?
Joggers are just
pant.
Some sort of like Lulu ABC
pant.
type
Yeah,
deal.
ABC pant.
Because everybody they
What
started
they call it, chinos.
Yeah, they started making kind of like
Jogger adjacent,
nice looking
right?
pants, but that actually stretch and
Yeah.
stuff, right?
They're comfy.
Yeah.
But
They're like
denim's come
cooler.
a long way too, because these are great. I have full range of movement here. I feel like jeans take a while to get dirty too.
Mm-hmm.
You can wear them a few times.
I mean, this is an important question for me to get answered. Like, do you plan on buying more shoes, like new shoes that replace the ones you lost?
Yes.
I'm just
waiting. I'm waiting for a sale. I'm waiting for a
Big
sale.
boot
They were
guy.
the Wolf and Shepherds. I love the Wolf and Shepherds.
DrinkMyHigh.com.
Be a little expensive.
Hydrate.
Just wait for a
Hydrate.
sale.
It's hot out there.
DrinkMyHigh.com, guys.
DrinkMyHigh.com.
DrinkMyHigh.com.
Off the bench.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com. You go to Coleman Roofing and Construction, and look, man, you get in touch with Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, most complete roofing company. Gonzales, Baton Rouge, Mandeville, Houma, Lafayette, does not matter. Anywhere in Louisiana, anywhere in the Gulf South region, you can request that free inspection today. All you do is you go to the website, you click free inspection, name, email, phone, how they can help. Bam! Coleman Roof's in touch with you. It's commercial, it's residential, it's the construction portion as well. So if you need the interior of your home fixed from some water damage, tree falling, whatever, and then the roof fixed, they got you. Coleman Roofing and Construction.
Go to ColemanRoof.com. You can see the contact information throughout the state of Louisiana. Gonzales, Baton Rouge, Mandeville, Houma, Lafayette, commercial, residential, anywhere in the listening area in Louisiana. ColemanRoof.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, September 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 90 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll talk some NFL QB comparisons. We'll have the NFL story of the day, the latest NFL power rankings, and we'll close things out with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
They said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Off the Bench, T-Bob, Jake Alondra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Shout out Matt Flynn coming in for some Flestering, drinkmyhigh.com. Guys, good weekend of college football coming up this weekend.
I would say a great weekend.
Yeah, a great weekend. I was trying to ready, so I talked to Gabe Eichert yesterday on Snaps. Who was a former Oklahoma
Gabe?
Great center, 3-time All-American.
Done a lot of shows with old Gabe.
Yeah, he does Sirius XM, right?
Yep.
He's an Oklahoma guy. And so, I'm getting ready for that. I was watching a lot of film on these two teams, on Oklahoma and Tennessee, because they're two teams that I've kind of watched from afar, but haven't really sat down and gotten into yet. And here's where I arrive. Tennessee right now feels very much worth the hype. The offense is pretty awesome top to bottom. If Lance Hurd is healthy, which I believe he will be Saturday, he's playing really well at left tackle. The Tennessee run game with Dylan Sampson, who I just realized, I know many of you were like, how'd you not know this? I didn't know he's from Dutchtown.
Oh, yeah.
The run game with Dylan Sampson is elite.
I get messages all the time whenever we're talking Tennessee on off campus, and just to think he was blah, blah, blah miles from LSU's campus.
Yeah.
They remind me often.
A lot of good counteraction in that run game, and it's a classic Tennessee thing where they spread you to the sideline so far that you got to declare kind of what you're going to do, and then you got to somehow try to stop the run with like a 5-man box or a 6-man box. Like it is tough to defend. And now, because they have Iamaleava, and now he's still not as complete of a passer as we think yet.
He is
open to mistakes
in week 1.
Yes, he's open to mistakes.
He's still really, really good. But yeah, he's not perfection like he looked like he was in week 1.
He's still young.
Yes.
That said, his legs are as big of a weapon as anything else on that team. So the point is, Tennessee's offense looks to be as complete as the hype says. And then you look at Tennessee's defense, and that D-line is freaky good everywhere. It's not just James Pierce.
No, I would say that it's a conversation to which is the best defensive lineman. It's not just Pierce and the conversation's over.
They got Pierce, they got Amari Thomas. Watch number 55, Omar Norman Lott. Brian Eason, number 20, flashes a lot. Like, they are big. They are strong. Well, actually, Pierce isn't that big. He's freakishly strong for his size. I don't know how he does what he does. But that whole front seven's pretty damn good. The secondary, I just don't know. But we can't know yet. They haven't been tested at all yet. The problem is, I don't think Oklahoma's the one to test them. Like, you look at this Oklahoma team, and Oklahoma's better than we think. They got a lot of talent, especially defensively. Obviously, Stutzman leads the way, but I think the D-line's good. Like, they got some pretty good dudes on that Oklahoma defense. Ultimately, though, the Oklahoma offense, pretty unthreatening. Not bad at being on schedule, but not a lot of big plays. And they're running Jackson Arnold a lot, which I'm like, how sustainable is that to put your guy in harm's way? Because they're trying to gain bodies in the running game. They're apparently dealing with a ton of O-line injuries, Jake. This is all to say that I think Oklahoma is better than we think. I have them and LSU kind of scored very close to one another right now.
Yeah.
But I do not think they are very well suited to beating this Tennessee team.
There's so many storylines and narratives that go into this game. It's what makes it fascinating. It's Oklahoma's first SEC game. It's going to be College game day. All of that is great. But also Josh Heupel is going back to Norman. Josh Heupel, of all the success that Oklahoma's had the last 25 years, all the Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks, which there's been 3. There's only been one that won a national championship.
Yeah.
And that was Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
Right? So he's beloved there, but also he goes back as an assistant coach and is not retained. That sits very heavy on him.
Yep.
That is something that he has not forgotten. Okay? So all of that, like, what's the reception going to be like? Now, when the ball's kicked, we all know what that's going to be. Like, they want to, crush them.
Yeah.
But, like, all of that surrounding this game. There's a lot of things off the field that are surrounding this game that could impact the on-the-field product.
So that is one thing that Gabe added some additional context. I knew he was a national championship winning quarterback. I knew he'd been on Stoops' staff and been hired. But Gabe added some interesting local details that I didn't quite realize. So we think about Oklahoma always being good at football for the last 100 years. They got bad in the 90s.
Yep.
The same way LSU did. So not only did Heupel win the Natty, but he was kind of the face of that program coming out of what was the worst period of Oklahoma football in history. So he's not just a national winning quarterback. He's the guy that dragged you out of the mud and all the way to the mountaintop. Like, he is the savior. Like, he is a true favored son.
They were at the Independence Bowl the year before they won the national championship.
And so he was a hero there. Then he Stoops his OC, and he's doing very well. And everybody's kind of thinking he's the heir apparent.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the guy that will take over for Stoops when Stoops leaves. And then he gets fired for Lincoln Riley. And he's forced to go find his fortune elsewhere. And he's never been back to Norman since that happened. And now, here he finally comes back at the head of this Tennessee Army. And what I find to be so fascinating is it comes at a time where Oklahoma fans are insecure about their choice of head coach. And Tennessee fans could not feel better about their choice of head coach. Like, you will have so many Oklahoma fans wishing that they had Josh Heupel instead of Brent Venables. And Josh Heupel's going to do everything that he can on Saturday to really reinforce all of that insecurity.
Yeah, there's zero question about that. And when we start to look at some of the matchups like you talked about, how can Oklahoma slow down what Josh Heupel's going to try to do? Because he is going to have his foot mashed down to the floor on that pedal all game long. And I'm not sure what you try to stop if you're going against Tennessee's offense right now, because is it going to be, the pass game? Is it going to be the run game? And when we talk about Tennessee's run game, it's a misconception of now Heupel's offense, Lane Kiffin's offense, Jeff Levy's offense. You just see fast and you think air raid, pass, pass, pass. That is not it at all. Like, Josh Heupel wants to run the football.
Yeah.
And he is going to spread it amongst multiple looks, multiple plays, multiple concepts. It's not inside zone. Now, they run inside zone 48% of the time, but they also run counter 22% of the time. They run power 18% of the time. They're going to run pull lead 8% of the time. Like, it's all up.
Yeah.
Everything is available to them, and they can do it out of 11 personnel, which makes it so difficult, like T-Bob started this conversation with. So when you're spreading out the field and you see 11 personnel, you don't think gap scheme run, right? Power, we always talk about it. A gap to expand. Counter, B gap to expand. Well, oftentimes you think, oh, well, it's 12 personnel. But look, their receivers are bought in to the run game.
Yeah.
They are like, hey, we will do whatever we've got to do. And so you will see a receiver cut off the backside of any kind of between the tackle run, which you just don't see that a lot. So that's what makes him so difficult. And then you've got a quarterback that can place it wherever he wants, and you've got a running back running like they have right now. What do you stop? What do you try to take away?
I think you have to try to take away the run, and I'd rather force him to beat me consistently through the air. But again, it is weird because how do you add numbers to the run when they're asking you to cover so much of the field? Like, you can't just leave a guy like wide open. But I think you have to. Everything starts with the run. Like, why wasn't Tennessee better last year? Because they had a quarterback that, if you committed to stopping the run, could not beat you. I would make Iamaleava prove that he could beat me. And if I die to Iamaleava, so be it. Although I say just stop the run. Like, you can try to stop the run and you may not still be able to stop it.
Yeah.
Now Oklahoma will have a chance. Oklahoma's going to have to win those 1-on-1. Stutzman's a beast. I like that Oklahoma front seven. But I just do not see how that Oklahoma offense keeps pace. So Oklahoma's a touchdown dog. This is the first time they've been a touchdown dog at home since 98.
Oof.
And if you look at a ranked Oklahoma, this is the first time that they've been a home dog by 4 or more since 1978. So this is nearly unprecedented. Yeah. Gabe said he thinks Norman will be he thinks that stadium will be crazier than it's been since 2012. Referencing some big game in 2012 that I can't remember who they played.
Yeah, he would know better than we would. I'm not sure. Certainly they've had some time since then. They made a playoff, it seemed like, every single year. But, yeah, when you combine everything, it's the first SEC game. It's College game day. Josh Heupel coming back. Top 15 matchup. Yeah, absolutely. It should be at its peak, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a hell of a football game. And, like, one of the things that Oklahoma, can actually maybe get done that we're not counting on them getting done is having some time to throw the football. Because listen to me, I know Tennessee's defensive line looks the part, and I know they've got some Jimmies and Joes. They only have 4 sacks on the year. Yeah. Now, they haven't played 4 quarters, right? But still, like, even the backups, right? So I wonder if, we're assuming they're not going to be able to throw the football. I wonder if they say, hey, we have got to. We're going to get quick game. Because 4 sacks, that's
they may only have 4 sacks,
games.
But it's like,
And Pierce doesn't have a single sack.
I know, but you watch the NC State film, and they're just constantly causing havoc. They're just in that. They're just in that backfield, making it hard on NC State all day long to get anything going. I find that very surprising that they only have 4, considering that's not what it felt like.
Nobody has 2.
But
Thomas has 1, Bailey has 1, West has 1, and Norman Lott has 1.
I think, yeah, I don't know. Again, from what my eyeballs tell me that line's as good as South Carolina's, potentially even maybe a little bit better. Like it feels like a very, very good defensive line that Tennessee's bringing to bear. If they're not, well, then maybe we'll finally see if the secondary's any good or not. I don't know. But again, the problem is too, Jake, Oklahoma's offensive line is decimated by injuries. And so, like, I don't know. Maybe if they were fully healthy, they'd have a better chance of winning that battle. I do not know how they win that battle when their tackles are hurt, their centers. They're down to their 3rd-string center. What would LSU's 3rd-string center be?
Probably, well, Dellinger would probably be your
As I'm saying,
second center.
Dellinger's your 2nd center. I don't know.
You never know because – go ahead, Taylor.
Cohen Eccles.
Yeah, that would be the
one. I mean,
one.
that's who you would think, but as we've seen, and I'm not even slighting him, but usually like a young football player, they'll throw somebody that's a guard, that's a more veteran player into that spot. But, yeah, to your point, what you're trying to get across is we'd all have to sit here and think about who that would even be. Like, you'd have to shuffle so many things around.
So yeah, I mean, look at at the end of the day, if I probably will bet on this game, but you know, I've not been having the best gambling year ever after week 1, so I wouldn't say to follow my picks, but I just don't know how Oklahoma keeps pace. I think in the end, Tennessee wins this game by double digits, and so give me the Vols in the biggest matchup of the weekend.
What was our pontoon parlay this week?
2-2.
We went 2-2. Georgia did not snuff film Kentucky like I was expecting.
Freaking Oklahoma, which is why I hope they get their ass beat this week. Alondra took Tulane plus 13.
Yeah.
They are up 12 with like 2 minutes to go. And instead of running out the clock, they kick a field goal.
Kick
and win
a
by
field
15.
goal.
Yeah. I did see that. What did I pick? Ole Miss?
Boston College.
Oh, Boston College?
Yours won, and then I picked Bama to cover against Wisconsin.
All right. Just curious. Didn't get any. I didn't know what it was like.
At least it wasn't just T-Bob this past weekend.
Yes, thank God. I'm actually happy for Oklahoma. That would have been my 3rd week in a row singing the parlay. So let's go ahead. Then Oklahoma fans be happy because I'm going to pick Tennessee minus the number as my pontoon parlay pick.
Already locking it in, huh?
Yeah, I'm locking it in. So there you go. There you go, Oklahoma fans. Now you can rest easy knowing that your team will play over their head and play much better than they have up to this point. Emil says Tulane should have won that game. Admittedly, I didn't get through the entire film. I watched the beginning. Did not feel like Tulane should have won that game at all.
I don't know. They had that pick 6 that also kind of ruined the parlay a little bit too, but I don't know about they should have won the game.
They were in pretty good control early on, Oklahoma was at least. I do love Darian Mensah, though. I remain a big fan of Tulane's quarterback, his potential.
Yeah.
No, I mean it was hard fought. They probably should have beat Kansas State the week before. I mean that's probably the game he's saying they should have won.
I don't
this
agree
one
with that,
it was kind of back and forth, but Oklahoma made the plays they needed to.
But again, Oklahoma's offense just doesn't have any edge to it. It's on schedule. It's solid. It's fine. But there's no it doesn't feel dangerous. You play Tennessee and everything feels a bit dangerous.
You feel like you've got to cover every blade of grass on the field when you play Tennessee?
Yes.
You don't feel that way when you play Oklahoma.
Not at all right now.
There's some offenses in the SEC that you feel like that you've got to cover every single blade of grass. Because if you don't, they will make you pay. And I agree with you. Oklahoma does not. Now, it's not bad. It's not a bad offense. But if you get into a situation where you got to go NASCAR pace and you got to try to keep up with them, that does not bode well for you.
And again, like Emil's talking about, Oklahoma's O-line did not do good against Tulane's D-line.
Or Houston's.
Yeah, and Tennessee's D-line is multiple orders of magnitude step up. So, give me Tennessee big, guys, even at home. Sorry, Boomer Sooner. You're going to feel even more insecure about Brent Venables once this game is done. All right. When we get back here on OTB, I want to look at some of the other games of the college football weekend. We'll get to our Saints power rankings, Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Keep it locked on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. 925-8552, 925-8552. Central Plumbing is your one-stop plumbing shop, man. They've been at it for 5 decades, y'all, over 5 decades. How do you grow? How do you stand the test of time? How do you have this huge fleet that can match all of your customers' commercial or residential need? How do you provide services like 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, having a ton of everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured? You do it because your customers are consistently satisfied with the entire process. So you work with them anytime you have a plumbing problem. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552.
Go to the website today. Check out what they can do for you in the remodel game. It's right there on the homepage, bathroom remodel. Click on that. It'll show you exactly what they can do for you. That's residential and commercial. No matter the size of the job, they've got you covered. CentralPlumbing.org.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner.
To listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I am one of those melodramatic.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just
It's happening, y'all. Welcome back off the bench here on 104.5 ESPN. Hebert, Jacob, Taylor. Hope you're all having a great morning. Rolling right along, looking at this weekend. We got USC, Michigan, which Alex Orji gonna get the start. So they Michigan making the switch there. Not sure that. Well, I'll be interested to see how much it matters, right? Because there's kind of a reason why Orji hasn't been starting up to this point, but we will see. And this is in the Big House, correct?
Yep. In Ann Arbor.
So what's the pathway for Michigan to win? I think it would have to be with them being able to run the ball very effectively. Defensively, they're still very good. I feel like they'll do a good job against that UFC offense, kind of trying to keep them in check. The question is, can the Michigan offense do enough? Out of USC, we saw them really play very well against what I believe to be a very good LSU offense. And we saw them get their first shutout since 2011 against Utah State. Who was their game 3? What happened in game 3?
Who, USC?
Yeah, or did they have a bye
week?
Okay, they had a bye. Okay, yeah. So we've seen them twice. Bye week, extra week to prepare. I think it's going to be close. But as crazy as this sounds, I think I like USC on the road in the Big House to pull it out. Not by much, but I think Miller Moss is a much better quarterback than Orji. And I'm still, maybe I'll be proven wrong here. And maybe I'm just too much of a homer. But I came out of that USC LSU game saying that I think that front seven is actually legitimate. I think they played well. I think they played with good technique. I was very impressed with Anthony Luke's very impressed with Mason Cobb, right? And so I'll be interested to see. Like this is a great test for how true that is going against this Michigan team that's really going to want to run the ball and is thinking or thought at least before the season that the key to this game would be them just physically dominating the trenches and taking over.
I think USC, is going to have multiple advantages in this game. When you're so deficient on offense like Michigan is, like it just handcuffs you so much. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. They're out there too much. And even if they come up with a big play, it's like you can't take advantage of that big play. And so, USC is going on the road, but they're coming off a bye week. Michigan's coming off a performance that, left a lot to be desired against a group of 5 school. I think USC's got multiple advantages in this game. And look, obviously, if you're an LSU fan, you want USC to continue to win. Like that is a resume builder for you. And so for Michigan, you're making a change at quarterback. I don't really know that is going to change anything that I feel about this game. Like Orji's somebody that played a little bit last year. But even when he came in a year ago, it was really just a Wildcat situation. And so, like, if that's all that you have, what are you going to do to be successful offensively and really test the USC defense? And if it gets to a situation where USC's having success on offense, can you play from behind?
And again, no. I mean, the answer like that feels like hell no. Like Michigan's path to winning this game would have to be jumping out to an early lead and kind of trying to strangle this thing, right?
Yeah.
Again, though, D'Anton Lynn just changes so much for USC. And it's got to make Trojan fans ask this man. You know what? Actually, you don't even ask what the hell we've been doing the last couple of years because you're so happy about where you arrived that you ended up with him. But, like, I believe in Lynn's ability to scheme against a team that, as Jake is talking about, is a bit too one-dimensional in the defending national champ. So give me SC on the road. In a slight one. Give me Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. If you're talking about if you want to build a pool, you want to build, you need any size or type of fence. You want to put some turf in your backyard. You want to put a putting green. You want to put an outdoor kitchen, outdoor living area, pergola, bulkhead, any of it. They're your outdoor construction experts. Like I always tell you every day, they build the spaces, you build the memories. And that's what this is all about, getting you where you want to be, right? Like making that home the place that you, your kids, your friends, your family want to hang out at. And so when you go home, you can relax, do whatever you want, maybe go grill, chill, watch the game, whatever. The point is, go to PECbuilt.com, look at the gallery. I mean, look at these images if you're watching on YouTube. It's unreal, the quality and the artisanship of the work that Pinnacle does. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECBuilt.com. Jake, you know who's got a big one this weekend, dude?
The Corn Hub?
Yeah. Illinois.
Where are you going?
Yeah. Illinois, Nebraska.
In Lincoln.
In Lincoln, going to be maybe even more crazy than it was for the Colorado game. I don't know, because that was nighttime. They had a lot of animus there. They were honoring the old 94 Natty team.
This is a standalone Friday night primetime game.
Oh, it is Friday. That's right. I forgot about that.
And it's on Main Fox.
But whatever. Every game in Lincoln's going to be insane this year because after 40 years of wandering the desert, they feel like they've arrived in the land of milk and honey. Illinois already with what impressive win over, was it Kansas?
Yeah.
Who'd they beat?
Yep.
So I thought Burt was dead in the water. They lost so much from these last couple of years. And so the fact they pulled that off, very impressive to me. Burt's got a couple of tricks left in that bag yet. But I just think Nebraska's too complete right now. Because remember when we talked about this last year, the dirty secret about Nebraska is the recruiting never really fell off. If you look at Big Ten recruiting rankings, they're only behind Michigan, Ohio State, and before USC and Oregon joined. It was Michigan, Ohio State, and then I think they were right behind Penn State, or maybe even actually kind of equal Penn State. So, it's a much better base upon which Matt Rule is building than Burt. And I think Burt's a hell of a coach. But right now, that black shirt defense is playing lights out. Dylan Raiola is playing composed within himself. He's getting better every week. I think this is a physical battle. Both teams' identities very similar, but I just think that Nebraska's better. I think the Corn Hub gets it done.
I expect this to be a rock fight, and I mean that in the best way possible. I mean that in a game that's going to be physical as hell. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as a lot of people are kind of putting into this, even, because Nebraska does have a quarterback they can finally be proud of. I think the total is 43 the last time that I checked, but if it was 17-10, I don't think I'd be shocked by it. I'm looking forward to the physicality of this matchup. Both teams, like you mentioned, undefeated in the top 25. Another great opportunity for Nebraska as they try to continue to get ready for that matchup against Rutgers.
I will say this.
No?
I'm not looking.
Nobody on the Rutgers train with me?
No, Rutgers is good. Rutgers is very good. That is a battle for, right now, Ohio State kind of feels like they stand alone, maybe Oregon right behind them, right? Oregon and Penn State, you could maybe argue, because both have looked flawed. Then USC's kind of nipping at the heels trying to get in that club. And then right after that, it's everybody else. Because Iowa's way down this year too, I feel. Even though they'll probably end up winning 10 games or something. And so, that Nebraska Rutgers game would not be unlike almost like how an LSU Oklahoma is in the SEC this year, trying to be kind of the best of the rest. Now for Nebraska, now the difference is for Nebraska and Rutgers is that would both represent big steps up for them, right? So they're trying to prove that they're moving as a program in the right direction. It'll be very fun, but we got to get through this Illinois game first. I think Nebraska gets it done. Luke Altmaier's been really good for Illinois, though, this year.
He has.
And he was really bad last year. 13 tuds to 10 picks last year. Already now, this season, completing 70% of his passes, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Against Kansas, the best team they faced so far, it wasn't anything too special, but he avoided the big mistakes. But I don't know that he ain't faced a defense, though, like what the black shirt defense is going to be bringing to bear. So I cannot wait for that game Friday night. Going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, man. Nebraska's schedule, you laid some of it out. At Ohio State, at USC, at Iowa, they have to win all of their home games.
Yeah. If they beat Rutgers, they'll be undefeated going into Ohio State, and then we're going to figure out the true measure of this Nebraska team.
Let's see. That's we got 1, 2, 3, 4. God, we have 4 ranked on ranked games this weekend. Woo! And very easily you could have Georgia Tech and Louisville. Georgia Tech's right there, others receiving votes on the edge of being a top 25 team. Georgia Tech, Louisville going to be a good one as well. Utah, Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Cam Rising.
Battle for the Big 12,
reports
baby.
are he is going to play because that team, it is wild. Utah.
Zach Wilson's little brother played well.
He did play well, but Utah goes from like okay to championship relevant depending on if Cam Rising plays.
Yeah.
Like he's not the best player in the country by any means. I get that. He might be the most important or one of them. He's in the conversation.
Yes, I would say that's a very well stated.
They are a completely different team when he's in there opposed to when he's out. And if he's in this one, him and Bowman. Now, by the way, they're like both 25 years old.
Have you seen so their combined starting age is larger than like I think is it Bears Colts on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bowman and
I think one's 25, one's 24.
Cam's 25, Bowman's 24.
Yeah, so
and then on Sunday, Caleb and Anthony Richardson are both 22.
Yeah, so it's not even close. It's 49 to 44 combined starting age.
I was in my third year in the NFL when I was 25.
Yeah, and that's coming from Evangel.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, that really tells you just how long these cats have been kicking around.
My gosh, but that's going to be a hell of a football game. It's in Stillwater. 3 o'clock on Fox on Saturday. One of the ranked-on-ranked matchups that we have. I expect that one to live up to
Bowman's been gaining a little confidence lately, too.
He threw for the yards
his
last
arm
year.
That they used against Arkansas to come back.
Ollie Gordon has not been dominating by any means. Bowman last year had the yards, but he also, what was it, like 15 touchdowns, 14 picks or something like that? Like now he's 8-2.
Yeah.
So, like, he's taking care of the football. He should. He's a grown man, but...
Arch Manning was 10 when Cam Rising committed to Texas. Oh, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
That's wild.
All right. When we get back, let's got one or two more games to touch on, and then we'll get Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Keep it locked on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Get Gordon, get it done. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. They're the best, man. If you need somebody who's going to stand up for you, fight against big insurance companies, get you what you deserve, you want Gordon McKernan. You can go to getgordon.com. You can look at real results for past satisfied customers. Look at the Gordon Gives initiatives they use to give back to the communities. And as always, follow them on social media at Get Gordon, where you'll learn a lot of. What am I trying to say? Oh, you see a lot of cool things, but you see great videos on them, maybe like running a business, everyday life, how to protect yourself when you get in an accident. Content with your favorite athletes, members of the G team. So, you need somebody who's going to stand up for you, fight for you, get Gordon, get it done today.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Bringing out some college football coming up this weekend. What other good games are there? We're talking about Utah, Oklahoma State, which I guess we didn't give a winner on. I don't know yet. I'll have an answer for you by noon Central when we go live on Snaps. Which, by the way, guys, 23K, the road to 25, cranking up. Please share it with all your friends at the local library or bar. Share it with your spouse's father. They tend to like it a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. What other stories? Wait, hold on. There was some other kind of news. Bad news for Georgia. Tate Ratledge, their incredible interior offensive lineman, their guard, having tightrope ankle surgery, going to be out a lot of games, or a handful of games. I'd say that's normally like a 4 to 6 week thing. And they've got a bye week, but then they have at Alabama, then Auburn, Mississippi State at home, then at Texas. And who knows if Ratledge gets to play in any of those games. So Georgia, when you combine the Kentucky performance with that, looking a little more vulnerable than they have at any point in this season. Also, for what it's worth, Carson Beck has a sprained AC joint, his non-throwing shoulder, but Kirby saying not a big deal. He's not expected to miss any times. Tyler Van Dyke out for the year in Wisconsin. Tore his ACL. The
old Dairy Raid.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Luke Fickle's start at Wisconsin has been really just kind of struggling. We mentioned
He waited for that job, man. I love Fick. He comes on the show all the time.
Yeah.
I root for that guy, but he waited for that job and just has not hit yet.
No. Tennessee invoking that talent fee we talked about on the tickets. I want to talk more in depth in just 30 seconds. I'll say that's very shrewd play by Volunteer Administration, knowing that their fans are so happy right now that they will accept that. And what I wonder is, do we have a keeping up with the Joneses effect where that starts to go into effect all over the country? Because right now I would not want to pay that, but sure, Tennessee fans are only all too happy to. And then how about this? Kind of in the shadows a little bit. Georgia State Governor Brian Kemp signed an executive order that gives Georgia schools legal cover to immediately begin paying their athletes directly. So this may already take place kind of with the if the antitrust settlement gets approved, where student athletes are now they get that portion of the revenue. For what it's worth, Georgia and Georgia Tech saying, look, we're not going to start paying players immediately now, but we now have the ability to in case anybody else tries to. But yeah, legally in Georgia, they can now pay their players directly from the school to player. All right, well, let's get to Tay-Tay story of the day. It is second. First, go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Remember All-Star Toyota? If you're looking for a new vehicle, Toyota certified used vehicle, check out the 2025s, man. We got some great deals going down on the 25s right now. Looking at getting a hybrid. Look, full EV it's a bit tough, right? I mean, you gotta have a custom charging thing at your home. If you run out of juice somewhere, you could be in real trouble. You gotta sit there for like 20, 30 minutes to charge it, whatever it is. You get a hybrid, you get the best of both worlds. You spend way less money on gas, much more efficient. But at the end of the day, you still just pop into a gas station, you're good to go. So go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today. That's All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. Tay, give me your NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Well, you were just mentioning the college football injury news. It is injury season because there's a couple big ones in the NFL. Yesterday, the Miami Dolphins decided to put Tua Tagovailoa on the injured reserve, so he's going to miss minimum next 4 games. He's not eligible to return until their Week 8 game against the Arizona Cardinals. Skylar Thompson has been named the starting quarterback, but they have signed Tyler Huntley.
UFL? Where did Skylar Thompson?
Kansas State.
Kansas State, yes. Kansas State.
He's been with the Dolphins for a little while now.
But that's the guy, that's from the Texas Bowl?
Yes.
He was the Kansas State quarterback in the Texas Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
They have signed Tyler Huntley off the Baltimore Ravens practice squad, and we've seen Huntley. He's performed pretty well. So
now, not season-ending IR for Tua though. The 4-week, at least 4-week version.
The 4-week IR. Yes. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people are talking about Tua's future in the NFL. I think people need to just leave that alone and leave that up to him personally. But
which, by the way, Tua is saying he has no intention of retiring. We'll see what the doctors say, but he has no intention. He's meeting with concussions experts. What's Joe Flacco doing?
He plays for the Colts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Well, we also have
I
another
feel like
veteran.
the Colts should trade him.
We also have another veteran that's been signed. Kareem Hunt going back to the Kansas City Chiefs. They lost Isaiah Pacheco 6 to 8 weeks. He had fibula surgery. I think Carson Strong, the rookie, is going to take this job. He looked really good on Sunday in relief of Pacheco, but they did sign Kareem Hunt. He's on the practice squad right now, but he will probably get, moved up to their active game day roster. We'll see how this works out. I feel like all the time we see a big name running back get signed after not playing a year, and it just doesn't work out. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, that actually happened twice with the Buccaneers and the Chiefs. The Cowboys just did it with Dalvin Cook. He's not even active. So we'll see how much Kareem Hunt's actually going to make an impact here.
Dalvin Cook's not even active? Wow.
The 3 running backs have been Zeke, Dowdle, and Deuce Vaughn's been the 3rd running back. It has not been Cook. So we'll see how much impact this actually have. I think they're fine with Carson Strong. I think he's a really good player, but nonetheless, Pacheco and Tua out for minimum 4 weeks.
Gold Southwest Clyde for Kansas City. He's on the PUP list right now. So, yeah, when he gets back, he could definitely be an option if he gets back this season. Or IR or PUP. I can't remember exactly. All right. Good stuff, Tay-Tay. When we get back, let's do a little Ask the Bench brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Tilter, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet.
Off the bench.
Go to ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu, and check it out, guys. Here's the number you want to call. 225-267-8003. 225-267-8003. Here at ITI Technical College, we're changing lives. Okay, in just 2 years, you can get a career. And look, we have federal financial aid programs, whether it's grants, loans, we can help you out. We got state programs, veteran assistant programs for those who qualify. So a lot of different ways to make sure that you can afford this education that will change your life. ITI voted among the top 5 best trade schools of Baton Rouge by expertise.com, ranked top 10 in the nation among 2-year associate degree schools when you're talking about return on investment by Georgetown University. They're right there off of Airline. See them today, ITI Technical College.
Yeah, when you go to that website, schedule a campus tour today. That's iticollege.edu.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. and backed by the one-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner.
The clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Tell me what you want. I want a brand new.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back. Off the Bench. Here on 104.5 ESPN. Big news. Adrian Wojnarowski dropping the ultimate Woj bomb as he scoops himself. As Adrian Wojnarowski announcing that he is deciding to retire from ESPN and the news industry, saying, quote, "I understand the commitment required in my role and into the investment I'm no longer driven to make. Time isn't an endless supply, and I want to spend my time in ways that are more personally meaningful." Go on. The past 7 years at ESPN has been a particular privilege. I'm appreciative of the company's leadership. Go on. After all these years reporting on everyone's teams, I'm heading back to my own. Hell yeah, Woj.
Going to be the GM of the St. Bonaventure basketball team.
I love it, man. You know how much, I don't know how y'all feel. Y'all know how I feel. I hate my phone with a burning passion. I cannot imagine how 24/7 locked in you have to be to do that job. And so congrats to Woj for making enough to get out the game. That's the dream. And then going and follow his passion, be with family more. It's what Chris Peterson talked about when he retired from coaching football. He saw a comic strip where this guy's riding on a bus and there's all these beautiful scenery all the way around him. But he's got the shades drawn on the bus. And he's just missing it all. It's probably how Woj felt too. And now he gets to go be his guy. Hell yeah, dude. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. Yeah, how crazy is it that Mercedes Lewis was drafted when you were in high school and is still playing in the league? Warrior. Who's Mercedes Lewis again?
Tight end, UCLA.
Yeah.
He's drafted, I think, in 06. Still playing. 40 years old.
Ask the Bench. If Tennessee, Texas, and Ole Miss go 12-0, would you rather win the tiebreaker and risk playing the extra game or be the odd team out and almost guaranteed the 5 seed with no extra game? Well,
you'd have an extra game. Just
one of those teams won. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're the 5 seed, you'll play the same amount of games.
Yeah.
The only one, everybody's good. The only one that would get really screwed would be the loser of the SEC championship. They would play an extra game.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't get the first round bye. The winner of the SEC in that scenario would get a first round bye. Look, you always want to win, dude. Just win, baby. Ask the Bench, should LSU bring in a sports psychologist to limit the damage of BK's disconnect to the players? Yeah.
That title, that article just...
Ask the Bench, you nervous that South Alabama scored 87 points a week ago?
No.
No,
True, dude.
It was against the Demons, so no.
And they lost against, who'd they play last week?
I don't know.
2 weeks ago.
They lost to North Texas, 52
got housed
to 38.
by North Texas.
Yeah.
Ask the Bench, any concern about
And got beat
Nuss's
by
blitz
Ohio.
identification abilities? No, I think Nuss made very good decisions.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Any concern about Nuss's blitz identification
I'm trying to
abilities?
think who said that.
Matt C.
No. Did you watch yesterday? Just watch yesterday the film breakdown.
Ask the
Handled
Bench.
0 blitz, like literally to perfection.
If you could be the main character of any 80s movie, which one would it be? Be Willow.
Johnny Lawrence. His name?
I don't know.
Yeah, Johnny Lawrence. Yeah.
Ask the Bench,
Karate
what was it
Kid.
like coming down from the ability to commit legalized violence against other men after retiring from football?
It's not great.
Yeah, losing that sort of physical outlet's not fun.
Yeah, you could just do whatever you wanted.
Ask the Bench, cheese of choice on your cheeseburger. White American.
Sharp cheddar.
Pepper jack.
Yeah. Pepper jack.
All right, y'all, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow for some more OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com, AccutempBR.com. You go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge today, and you get Louisiana's AC heating and electrical experts. Take control of your comfort zone, okay? Get that service to the highest degree. That is not just lip service. Everything they do at Accutemp is in pursuit of customer experience. And so whether you're in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, other areas, Accutemp's there for you. You need whole home generators, have them out to your home today. Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com.
When you go to the website, remember you can schedule that appointment online, and some of the things Seaball is talking about, if you want to see the other things that they can do for you. It's not just like if you need a repair, not just heating. Obviously, electrical is another portion of what they do. T-Bob mentioned the generators, AccutempBR.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward